So if you have a system where no proper systems are put in place to check this, human nature is such that the tendency will be for people to be tempted to engage in that kind of activity. So President Mahama has been aware of this from day one. That's why he launched the Code of Conduct for Public Officials who work under him. That's why he insisted by a certain date, everybody should file their asset declaration forms with the Auditor General. And then he has introduced what we call commitment authorization. In other words, you agree that most corruption scandals stem out of procurement. The desire for people, public officials to engage in procurement, that's where the bulk of corruption occurs. So there must be a system that checks this. And the president has established the commitment authorization through the finance minister. So every procurement within a certain threshold that needs to be done must obtain commitment authorization. If you don't get it, the finance minister is simply not going to pay. That is what it means. Through that process, you are then able to scrutinize the request for procurement, the processes, and flag any unlawful acts or any acts that have the likelihood to lead to corruption. So you can stem the activity even before it occurs. But that happens if you have strict oversight, and that is currently what is happening. That is why you don't find corruption happening, because you are not at liberty to do as you please. You must go through a system that is robust to check any excesses. You recall that the minister also announced the setting up of the Value for Money Office, which will be a body set up to look into the value of all government procurement, so that when you say that this pen costs 100 cedis, it is examined to ascertain whether or not it is true that the true value of this pen is 100 cedis.
In the light of the foregoing, we, on the side of the minority, demand the following actions, grounded in constitutional governance and parliamentary accountability. 1. We, on the side of the minority, demand that there is an immediate withdrawal of all teaching and learning materials containing LGBTQ-related content, including redefined concepts of sex, sexuality, sexual orientation, sexual rights, and gender identity from all schools. You remember when NACA brought their statement, as it were, to respond to Reverend Ntimfo-Adjor, they made mention of the fact that the current manual has been withdrawn from the schools. And Dr. Apak also made Ghanaians also know that even though it has been withdrawn, he referred us to an online version of the manual. In that online version, it is even worse. The definitions of what sex, sexuality, and others are is even worse in that online version. The minority is also demanding a transparent and inclusive review of all affected teaching and learning materials involving Parliament, religious bodies, traditional authorities, parents, civil society organizations, education experts, and teacher unions. 3. The dismissal of the Director General of NACA and the chairperson of NACA board for failure of oversight and breach of public trust. We say so because NACA is now telling us, assuming without admitting, that the document was developed by the NPP government in 2024. If you don't believe in it, why then do you go ahead to go and even print them in 2025? That is causing financial loss to the state. Because these are teacher manuals that you have printed and distributed across the country. And that is why we are calling for the head of the NACA CEO and the board chairperson of NACA. The institution of a full parliamentary inquiry by the appropriate committee of the House into the development, approval, funding, and circulation of these materials, including the role of external partners. Now there's a call of conscience and civic responsibility. I once again use this opportunity, and on behalf of my colleagues, call on the bishops, that is the Catholic Bishops Conference of Ghana, the Christian Council of Ghana, the Methodist Conference, the Presbyterian Conference, the Muslim Conference, to examine the teacher manual carefully and determine whether its content is in consonance with the teachings of Christ. And for those who are also Muslims, to also assess whether the content in the teacher manuals are also in consonance with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If it is not in consonance with that, we want to hear from them. We are also calling on the broader Christian community, religious bodies, civil society organizations, parents, traditional leaders, teacher unions, and all well-meaning Ghanaians to let their voices be heard. They cannot be quiet. They cannot practice magnum silencium. We need to hear from them. Parliament responds to pressure. Silence weakens accountability. This is not a partisan matter. It is a question of national values, legislative integrity, and the moral direction of our education system. We further challenge the NDC government to state clearly on the floor of Parliament and to the Ghanaian people whether it still stands by the statements it made in opposition. Which statement at the tail end of my submission, I will read some of them out to you. Whether delay still amounts to endorsement, and whether it will finally align its parliamentary conduct with this public rhetoric. History will not remember slogans. It will remember votes, rulings, and decisions, and silence in moments like this is itself a legislative choice.
Kwaba Edeba TVXYZ so baby a wa wo hwe me bia wa wo tie power 97.9 FM so me kwaba Edeba eye dwumadi so dwumadi ya to the inside politics, the biggest socio-political platform ever in town, running from now akosi 5:55 idi amede so Nicholas ya owusu yosen obetumi aframe King Nicholas baby a wo bia no me pacho Michechia ona mema wakwaba imo menye selfish se wutie power 97.9 FM a kacho nue bi so mfento 97.9 fi say aha na Ghana kasa aha na Ghana ti aha na nsemi na no yedi gusoma wo yemfa nsem ne nkamo yemfa nsiu ye kanete se metena enti wa wutie 97.9 FM mo akwaba de ba dwumadie so wa wo hwem wo TVXYZ so mema akwaba papa onim se TVXYZ se me patcho free to air digital wo betumi ahwe wo so ye wo free to air digital wo betumi ahwe dwumadie ebiom Saso na me pacho bebre ye wo satellite television multi TV so no so betumi ahwe dwumadie bi ana wetumi etie bi ma bibia etumi akọ enkan kama pa na bibia etumi adedin anti bibia wo bia no sa na etie TV no multi TV so ye wo so free to air digital so wo betumi ahwe dwumadie bi make out say ye online streaming so ye streaming wo Facebook Power 979 FM Power 979 FM obetumi ahwe dwumadie bi etie bi wo so kama pa sa so na me pacho TVXYZ Ghana and also betumi ahwe na dwumadie wetie bi wehuma ekọ yekọ YouTube your XYZ broadcasting and also your so a obetumi ahwe dwumadie bi na wetie bi na we do messages ni ade nyina afem na yetumi abọ ho dero de amount kama no bia so ate wonka se no kre wo platform no so make out say power 97.9 FM ye nuanom mo wo central region fa no Kasoa de ko Bodwase ko Maswedro ne Mpotem na so omu tie bi wo ho and radio no so direct sa so wo ko eastern region are free Pedwase ko nyina ni nyina kosi kofordua nyina ededemu ho a omutie ye nuanom omosu hum ene ne Mpotem na so etie power 97.9 FM me pacho some part of Ashanti region in Saka even some part of western region Shaman ne Mpotem na ho so omunse to make power 97.9 FM omutie dwumadie bi kai say wo multi TV dege box so audio channel ubetumi etie power 97.9 FM ansana a number of affiliate radio stations from Alpha Jumedi AB. You call Western Regional, West End Radio, wo Elemble, Nimpotem Nzma, Mpotem Wina, HSA say, Equina Muti West End Radio. Ye checha mo pa mo makwaba lajin na dom. Mo hote say wo ye basake data cradia sharp 106.9 FM and also a demo hopper papa was secondary takradi and Mpotem Maminchen and a benny and manager Albert Mohota same ho bidin some ho ye pa yeba in 15 man to mo dia woko Cape Coast Kotokraban and Mpotem Adom Sounds ebien hu antema mamema wo Kotokraban and Mpotem nara would say bi wa Adom Sounds so that or se wingi on set mo waka chop yakọ bonoman to ma bonoman to me ho na yakọ ma West and Crown Kwanta Sroma Radio make us o ma fa bi o border town in Crown Kwanta ma mo so mo Ivory Coast won kutumu ne adi na so ATB 97.9 saso na me pacho ye ba afomanto ma nananom 92.5 FM Goson and Mpotem Sunafo North Municipal the demo ho half regional capital ubi ATB ho ye call Sunafo South Edunum Radio so afa dwumadi bi sankori ne Mpotem ene boakon se hweboakon ne adi na so the demo mutie bi ho ye ba afomanto ho aso a Charity 99.9 FM wo dia Nkwanta North amafa dwumadi bi ye Batano South High Radio Bechem ne Mpotem omoso ATB ye ko Savannah region Angligi FM wo Bole omafa dwumadi bi a ni pampempem nankasa ATB wo Bole ne Mpotem saso na me pacho ye ko Oti region Eniwase Radio afabi saso na Buem FM afabi ho foforo bi so a enchekra on message media so beti yenka wo so wo Jasekan no Mpotem ye ko Volta regional capital ho to be precise ho na make us say ye nuanom Volta power 94.1 afa dwumadi bia me nuanom mo from Manto mo Volta regional capital ho o ma fabi Global FM so afabi any number of radio stations ahroa agiatum dwumadi ye friend inside politics o ma fabi ni pampempem nankasa ATB na omuma ehu ma eko wo man mo ntie mo bibiara kwa aba se wutie dwumadi bia otwedi ampo nyankopon na someni nkan no show bebre say wetumi ayenisa ede amayen once again you're from Nicholas ya Owusu Yorson we betumi afrom King Nicholas mamenda me producer Mr. Kelvin Asante as no the executive producer for the show TV director Mr. Raf Jampu for direct affairs also Ken Konise say nete nsisema bam ye ni say and to Mr. Raf Jampu also no or direct affairs TV director nunua Ora Peter Cranting also ho Elder Peter or see Lizzie was a sapa Elder Peter wo ho on the Church of Pentecost elder nunua bass so bonechi or wa MC mobo adwuma yakọ sounder Mr. Emmanuel Neti abodwe abodwe I say Kakum National Park no na abodwe na yese tu say from ahwe bi ho so no mo ne jata mo ne nre mo ne adi na wo abodwe mu hey yima ye ba cameras a wo be hu minua Francis Francis is a king the mayor asema me why yo madana siama ododo Francis for cameras aso na Kofi the boy man friend Frankie na chese ne ni ajepa Kofi the boy oha saso na obi a wesiesie ma me ho ayefe ye menua ba ye friend Elizabeth Tego baby asoso ono so owo ho Sisimi Junction sisan family room yo setting no nti enuanumi na me ne omu na kambo ma ye de Thursday's edition of Inside Politics ye de bro once again me the King Nicholas with me from the chief driver na me de ye papa na nsam gubamba so a ye ba ebedi enkomo make us say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yadia obo adwuma aban papa ba president papa ba na ye reset your mind Ghana make us say or see economy na ejina no afi kra na pese ejina na ye hihye ne nti we ye agro na hyase o first year no na make us say the sessia no president etumi asset up 13-member presidential advisory group me pacho on economy omo ba behwe na omatumi aboa na omedi dwumama Ghana economy no afa no ntoma pa efra nti edieteno no wo hwe dwumadi a omo bebedi a mamemfa penifo edin entugwa ansa yewia ana dwumadi omo bedi no yaka ehu asem okay omo dwumadi a omo ba na omobedi appointment of a presidential advisory group on the economy omoba abehwe so me provide a strategic council any a micro management physical ndwumadi bi ombedidi ebetumi aboa debt sustainability so no mbehwe physical ne monetary policy na omabeboa ma bibia etumi akọ enkansa ibiom omba advice on structural transformation sason industrial development export led growth strategy sason na omobe offer guidance on sectorial development private sector expansion investment mobilization sustainable job creation ni na no omo mandate omoba purpose and mandate omoba no mabehwe no maboa ibi ombe support design implementation of 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program and national productivity enhancing reforms ni na niamo mobile behwe Ghana's economy performance purpose policy adjustment or collective measurement and measures when necessary ni na no behwe no maboa omobe contribute expecting input of Ghana economy no negotiations engagement partnership with bilateral and multilateral development partners and some international financial institution and some investment inti omo mandate ne purpose jumedia omo ba bedino no na aboama economy no etumi aye edwuma ye papa na group ombe reported directly to the president inti na omo submit omo advisory mandate ahroa ebekoso no nti omo ne president ne bedi nkita ho straight away omo de bibia beto president enim na yehwe members na His Excellency Her Excellency Monfenche Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman the Vice President saso na Mr. Ishmael Nyamson on a private sector leader former member of Page on also Odima Kotene saso na Mr. Kwame Mpieni economist and private sector leader former member of Page on also Odima Kotene papa Miss Nana Oye Mansa Yeboa, a former deputy minister of finance and a deputy minister for trade and industry, former member of Page, Dr. Kobna Dufour, or economist, former governor of Bank of Ghana and former minister for finance. banks ono so dima kotene say Samuel Jonah say bebrina nimeno say Samuel Jonah a private sector leader and industrialist and sana Mr. Atto Brown a former World Bank infrastructure specialist and an agribusiness investor ono so dima kotene Dr. Henry A. Kofi Wampa a former governor of Bank of Ghana ono so dima kotene Tobe Afede MT yina nimdana economist and private sector leader Sasona Miss Abena Amoa or a chief executive officer Ghana Stock Exchange ono so dima kotene Professor Priscilla Chumesi Bafo or a university professor and academic researcher and son of Professor Patience Abo and also PhD and also a university professor and academic researcher and see where ya dia efi presidency aba Felix Kwachio Fosum MP or a spokesperson to the president and a minister for government communication efi asoyeho ede aba enti de teneno sam penifo ya yenim so mo ye kukudam nti we ye 13 member presidential advisory group on the economy and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abo Mudia Omoba Abeboa ma bibia etumi akọ enkan esa na ye kwaye nima say ade a endra ye kan ho asem kakra enso ye tim asem kakra na ye di ho komo wo hwe to the nation's capital Accra ma challenge ayenya ye face efana transportation within the city hard when ye papa abra commercial drivers omo ankasa time omo pɛ no charges are fares also omo je no ebo 4-5 won kran ha ye je 5 cedis ombejo 10 cedis e be kra je times 2 beje 15 cedis hard when ye papa sa challenge e koso a nipa bebre ka ho asem ye be kaka ye ho a festive season abani to anamon through Ministry of Transport etumi de buses bi buy but ye di bro nya wie ba new year ye hu omo biom ti nipa bebre na ka ho asem na ye be kwa akohwe a video a trotro driver or charge 10 cedis from Nungwa to Labadi a bay yes GPRT uni protoamo transport unions miame nkofo ginya memoni ade na money mo drivers no so akasa adwini ye moma yenkwe na yenkwe challenge ani pay face won kan krodwe mu kwanya commercial drivers na bi omode omope de charging nkofo wa wonim Nungwa Labadi na wo je 10 cedis wo de tie Francis mompe extra me na water mame moma yenkwe sa video no na obehu se no kre ibi mo ye mamboyfo man mu yen hwemra
Oji hanum Nungwa 10 cedi. Meanwhile, it's not 10 cedi. Oji Nungwa 10 cedi. Oji Nungwa 10 cedi. As you. So this is what is happening. It was said that anyone who charges above the normal charge should be called upon. And this is what is happening here. Here is Tema Station, at the back of Tema Station, Total. And then this guy with the registration number GT 6975-21 is charging beyond what you're supposed to charge, which is unfair. And we all have to speak against it. The government has done its possible best, but these are people who are trying to spoil the name of the government. Charging you. This is the driver, and the driver told me that it's his own car. He can charge anything he can charge, which is very wrong. So we are calling all the authorities, especially the AMA boss, to come here and then to deal with this situation, which is very, very, very uncomfortable and very, very bad. We are calling the AMA and then all the police to come here and then to deal with this situation, especially such this driver, and then put into the necessary where he's supposed to put into. This is very, very bad. And then this is the mate, and the mate fooling and misbehaving that they are taking 10 cities here to Nungwa.
Tino Sapao, nti Labadi kwa Nungwa 10 cities. Asemu. According to my cameraman back on Waha. Francis ono de otinungwa nti o say esma se no mo sha ase yes besi ndo mugu so yes and mo bre papa Wunim labadi laha konungwa heyao 10 cedis Charlie serious pa na nipa ya ade osayeyi yenua John Dumelo ono so no a member of parliament de ma ayewaso West Wogon ono so enime bra omobre se mi kofie pan Charlie wo hwe 37 nipa ye gu 37 midru siashi nipa egu ho ansa no ponglo ho baby a university gate enim opposite ho nipa egu ho pa na member of parliament Owura John Dumelo de ma ayewaso West Wogon na obon hombodin na otumi ma bases ahro efa eyenkofo ho ene omukọ mu various destinations na eso eni ye papa enkan kodue mu de serious pa mba foforo pa mi fi Kumasi ba ho achasa 3 am na nkofo asori gina kwan ho efa ka because one fa ka ntema baby okọ no bebre free sawo mobo na yembo MP abaso Owura John Dumelo aye ade ye pa ma wa ye na bradwe ne ntiase so ti e bona baso a no deserve muma ye nkọhwe samfonyi no efi shiashi Islegon shiashi kwan oma omo ho cars for omo oponglo ho no so efa omo dikanko oponglo okọ shiashi ho ne nipa ye gu ho no muma ye nhwe dwumedi no
La Paz freak out. We can't fill up already. I need on there. We fill up. I see what I tell you. We're on the other side there. I swear. I can't find.
Na yehwe na make say hadwo ponglo ene shiashi no Owura John Dumelo obombodin call Metro Mass Transit for ekwajeje omo bus bi Metro Mass Transit so yembo mabaso adi head of communication wa intimine bedi enkomo Mohammed Mubarak Watara owo menche ha yenene bedi enkomo so omo so ayade cause buses ne omo dia to omo ne yima John Dumelo ma odonso atumi hwe omote so ma no nti enene di nkoma nti yembo omo so aba so no awa hanti ensem no obeka pa nti wa wo hwe eye television eno na wo hu no Owura John Dumelo abro call ye na okofa eye nipa omo buapeso wo eye shiashi na omo buapeso wo eye opongro omo komade na denta ne ade otumi kofa omo no na yetumi ehunye na omo ko omo various eye destination. But yanani kodi nkomo na Owura John Dumelo so nensemo de tubia eno na yehwe moma yenti.
I think it became that a couple of days ago, especially when the Legon students have reopened and there's a lot of registration going on. So I realized that the Oponglo bus stop or terminal has become very crowded in the evenings. And so yesterday, like you rightly said, I took matters into my own hands, got some buses from Metro Mass, and I must commend Metro Mass management, especially the deputy CEO for engaging me. And I got some 5 or 6 buses, put 2 at Oponglo, and then when I got to Shiashi, I realized that there were a lot of workers there who have closed from the environs, and then we transported them free from Shiashi to La Paz, same as Shiashi to Medina, and so on and so forth. Even though this is a very short-term measure, I'm willing and hoping that the Ministry of Transport, which I know they're doing an incredible job, would, get more buses for almost every other constituency where they have such situations. And so that is why I took matters into my own hands. Yesterday, with the meetings we had, I said I was going to do it for a week, and then we'll go back to the drawing board and then come back and see how best we can sustain it, for the longer period. This one is within the jurisdiction of the Transport Ministry. I'm just doing it as Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wuogon. But looking and listening to some of the things they've done in the past, I know that there are some new buses that will be coming in hopefully sometime this year, and that should ease the burden of whatever problem is going on. But I just did it as Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wuogon, and I leave the rest to the Transport Ministry to, of course, do exactly what they are doing, which they are doing an incredible job. It's not about the cost. It's about the fact that, my constituents have closed from work and they need to get home, or they need to get to their next final destination, and it's becoming a problem. I mean, look, sometimes people stand at Siashi till 9 or 10 in the night from like 6 or 7. Now, 3 or 4 hours, they just want a bus to Medina or a bus to Adenta. So for me, it's not about the cost, but it's about easing the burden of those who voted for me. Today there will be about 2 at Okonglo, then there will be 3 at Siashi. The Siashi ones will go to Medina, and then I'm trying to get another one from Siashi to School Junction, and then we'll get from Siashi to La Paz.
Alright, John Dumelo, no Member of Parliament, my Ayawaso West Wuogon, na odi to dra or share nipa na ha wo musia bwape so a various bus stop na obehia so no so be 2 anamo bi na odi aboa yenda metro mass so ase na ha adwene ye papa wo hwe me kona we na ma nra Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, government spokesperson, also no a minister in charge of government communication, also di anuyaba no a challenger ye face wo titru the nation's capital Accra no transport asem yenkotie nsem of the two dwanamra.
That government indeed is looking at it to ensure that those engaging in that activity are brought to order, because there's an agreement between government and the transport unions to fix transportation prices twice a year, unless some extraordinary circumstance dictates otherwise. So we urge the transport operators to adhere to the normal practice that we have known all these years and avoid this rent-seeking behavior, which is needlessly creating difficulties for passengers and commuters. The second issue is that you will recall that when the matter first arose, the Minister for Transport took decisive action by getting STC to release dozens of vehicles to augment what existed in the private sector. And this arrangement largely worked. It eased the situation significantly. We all know that during the festive season, there's an upsurge in passenger numbers. Understandable, because people want to get items from the business district or other notable trading spots for the festivities, and so there was an upsurge. After the festivities, I think that the vehicles were withdrawn, and we note that the rent-seeking behavior still persists. So the minister informs that he has asked the STC to put back the vehicles on the road. In addition to that, there are quite a number of Metro Mass buses that had broken down, so he has ordered their expedited servicing to ensure that in a matter of days they are back on the road, but they will operate outside of their normal routes and schedules in order to take care of the present congestion that is going on. The minister also informs me that I think tomorrow or so he has requested for a meeting with the GPRTU and other transport operators to address the issue of rent seeking, to call those engaged in that activity to order, so that the hardship is alleviated. But ultimately, a lot of work is being done to increase the fleet of the Metro Mass Transit. But we must bear in mind that government can play an increasing role in the transport, but it is largely private sector driven.
Yes, no. Kwejuno, ne kesi de bo NPP aban. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, any or more transport ministry then. Because woko metro massa ube hu se buses ne binya hwio bibi kitwe bi no mde esi abo so enyankra nko a woko various regional capitals no woko omoya adahro na ebi na meyi wo television isu yi ebi ohwa na ye shaft ebi ohwa na bibi kitwe bi ebi ohwa overheating to so omohwe no mu change niam ba ko bi no omo agiegu nje na egu hɔ yo enti MPP aban man boy se we ni besi wa na aka se yetwa na auction na ba se si wo mutumi ton bi 2000 and canis can 20 million mutumi ton bi 2500 canis can 25 million muton bi 5000 canis can 50 million yakase nanado ne Dr. Mahmoud Ba omutiri modin no omondwe ne me ho abi ni no omondwe ne ho wo ye Ghana ni a hwe basisi adeketu ebi no ma hyede agya yesi ho asai no mankasa so aton am auction 2000 5000 basisi hwe ye hwe ni pe bre won krankrodue mu ayen krampe ukukuma se takrado mu ne ade a ebo no num ebo no nsia eni bre ni pe bro mo bre o fam hwe ayelolo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne ni so ade hunu ode ayelolo bai ne se ebetumi aboa na ye hwan ye ha won krankrodue mu nsia mi se sa ayelolo no bai no sa adwade no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama fi ho ma MPP bai on de sa ayelolo ni di dwuma on bejagu ho MPP abana na do ne Dr. Mahmoud Ba omiada no ono preso obasan bebu mai ombe gwa ayelolo no obekona ayelolo basis ni si ho enseye omagane sa no mawi oma be ka kire ye se bas na ye dada nti omutwa na auction no masa ton amomo na hu bas esi hwe na ye ton no 5000 na nka scan 50 million na ye ton no 2500 nipa tin mu nye sum nipa tin mu sum MPP abankra de an MPP party na nyese ye mo kwan sa bas esi nyina ewo ho ayelolo ni Metro Mass Transit omo buses no egugu no omo ton mo na nda ye mede say head of communication ma Metro Mass Transit ya ton sa friend na waba ndo obechechim enti aban ne de aban okono no ye mamboini ondwene me ne ho no dwene on na nkofo ho enti na amasa hawi na ye hwe buses we ebi o ade kitwa bi o so omo ye omo nye na omo gya yesiwo later na omo twa na auction na aban baaye wa sha se o hye se cars asese niam asese na otutu ni ye se shaft o change ti Ghana fu ye nya reshem he asema meka na eto ehu baas ni bi na ede esisi ties no he o madan de esisi abo so no mo hwe rem o mo de esisi so enso be kwakom no wo be bisa na baas we ade aseye kitwa bi o yada ne de esi rem so mo hwe baas no enseye nya hwe ade kitwa bi a so mo chen no mo nye later na o ma tona mo auction fofofo wo bank krankrodue ma edure ni brese edura na patututu ankofo pekasa atena mako wonam kwa ho a 37 wo ba siashi wo ba oponglo wo ko Madina atomic junction ho wo wura ba ho mo ko ha cho nipa bopis mo ma ye kasa no ma sheda bibi kitu ebi na mu hiu se ye maka itumi sequence no mo agya no ma ye ni sei omo ye ni say I say auction no maton bi un subscribe fu na to nkotobi wo be bi sem na nche adekitu bi no so omo de change e be change ma bas ni sequence so wo hwe we ya ice cream na abo also omo se omo nye de adwombone na the previous government in here ni sa na nado danko akufo ado one eyin ba umia ni Ministry of Transport omo de abone pa nti ya Ghana ni na ye fa ha obi mu say ya ni nyina na ya ban dada no bone adwombone ne sabiwa pese munkum nya niema oye ya ambo atimemfo hwe omojeje ba asese ma yesi wo ho baraban na aba no obo no hombodin so obetumi ahwe na wasiesie make us say how many buses kwa na makra enam kwa mu ba no oram over 300 nti enum nsu ntwompe eniema besisi na kwan so says ya Metro Mass Transit for ha enti amenya ne so omo so ahyase ama buses no wo system no ma ebetumi aboa because when we have festive season 5 cities na nkofo omo omo pa but in some ni na share katamafo a okasama Metro Mass Transit owa ha menene bedin komo ora Mohammed Mubarak Watara mpo mute say
nyamena adome ho
bibi aboko de
okay nyamena adome nti yemo ye
menyu na central na yefi na yeba nkran krodium ha wa kasem oh nyipan
onya agro
Metro Mass Transit abanhihye na mo ye because mo buy ye twobo na abandada no ati mfasode a mo buy within a short time mama edwuma na nya mfaso bases anu mu twadi eniama bi nketenkete a bases ni hia besi kwan so a abandada no bu nani go so no mu twa no hye ne mekeka ho boye nkobo Metro Mass says yet saying na ma eco sweet challenge aye face fan transport ebedi nipa beko fie beba ne meka ho edi ana muntu na mutu no akwaba
minu aye nua me da se me chia wetiefo ne wasrefo a wo hwe ye inde ewiabre na ne edi kan ni a afi foforo aye wurami media abaha media chia onte ne medical ma wa afishiapa na ma etiefo na ahwefo nyina so afishiapa me ma eye Eskimo Dobembra akwafo eye me constituency for afishiapa na me party for na me me ebusiafo a wo Eskimo Dobembra akwa nyina chia wo nyina yes eye me commander of airwaves a ye friend ora Asante Tewia me chia no ndewi abre obo edwuma yi ankasa minua no kware Metro Mass ebe boaze with Act of Parliament in 2003 emuna na start edwuma ankasa 2004 na start edwuma start say yambo tire pa ne say your friend say wana wonni bi na school mbofra na mpenimfo a wenya mfe edosia ekono echi no won na yambotade do se kaze wona wonni bi any to extent say bebi a buses na Porsche want to menko enam there won kwan enye ntino want to menduru honti na Metro Mass kaya Metro Mass no na first na osa no osa nti osa na nmu na dandan na ebeye Metro Mass and yade ebo edwuma na we started with buses 500 omampanyin John Ajekunkufor na breso enam say aban beko aban bebanti na aban edwuma so no ntoaso inti no Professor Moss ene is John Dramani Mahama wo bai na wonso obeto adona was buses be ahenum so de be kan ho na buses 500 what be kan ho na buses apem inti buses apem na anemu na yeguso a aben no edendanda na Professor Mel John Dramani Mahama na breso na 2016 Lucy election aben etwe Lucy election until Lucy election 2017 aban foforo ba ya wo fa MD foforo na wo auction 400 buses yes 2017 now na wo auction yes MPP ba 2016
na problems be na
buses ni bebre
na FM ma omo auction
mini akin buses ni bebre no obekọ no na ebi pump inti omo jabas na esi ho pump keke
full pump
yes buses bi wo ho obekwa akwahwa no na your friend say shaft omo ejesi ho for 8 good years until say ye buy na the current MD lawyer Carl Caesar medana se on ni deputies Haruna Pauredu in charge of operations and technical and Dennis Chumesi in charge of admin and finance one what can wenti abom say no nka Metro Mass individual ankra won japade a ana one company I mean gin di there wo be jai Metromas na ayeden atete apansam intinu so far as eya bende na is Ezen John Dramani Mahama akade opede o reset Ghana bebia no reset no so no ebi aka eye Metro eye mass ye nyina ye nim no intinde before MD beba be take you over na MD administration dada no na wo kasa eye akọ 200 eye aha mienu aha mieni
that's 200 bucks.
yes buses na ewuti aha mieni minia na one revenue a wonya at the end of the month no na embro eye 10 million ebi mpo 9 million Ghana cedis at the end of the month eno so no wo wi expensive expenditure say ya to fuel ya to we ya bi so ye be what the CC cars no to me take be 10 point something to be wienu na e ka na eda ho intino wontumi entua adwumayefo wa ketua no so na tumi kwa be 15 20th na bosom na abetwem no na wontua aka thank you your workshop say na medi kan mu bi wa hai your workshop minia efitafo a wo ho technical men na wo when you experience to extend say car kosi one there say passes wo ho dia a day what to CSA cars more than 5 or 10 with the current management this is the time I young cars no abefem pa cars I will say sia work council embro 115 eye ohabako na eye dunum but this is the history of eye Metro Massa minia yenya yetumi bosum bia no yenya sika since Metromas ebo as 2004 up to now this is the time yetumi nya ye raise revenue yenya sika pa at the end of the month but this is the time so in the history of the company yen cars so esokura but every mom so na yenya sika pa ye de ma company no in there for 8 years one hour you might say driver for obina na akwetia mpo no there is no more than 1,000 cedi
Metro Mass Transit drivers.
I'm telling you at the time this current MD ebefa ejuma no na your drivers won't take home na embro 1,000 cedi your afitafo a wo workshop won no CSA cars kin na ebinimu won't take home embro 1,000 cedi but MD buy ohun say no nyeme bi wo sisi akwan amana yenya sika more no e wo say wona wo ma na yenya sika no e wo say wa ketua so den e kosoro to buy o increase ye sesi ya obi asere obi anani age hwe do say time no one nim say me part of me head e wo ho me call say your mocks me call say me koya sorry most of the technical men no Muslim for pa go me perform ablution na me say what start is a work Metro Mass na enhira wodi hira MD na ni deputies no na nyagro na mpese me di maso me tie me di konkonsa me say adentina wo wo hira MD na ni deputies and he say what's the first and what be adwuma mu a wo yem hyehyewan wo ponso na wo kofie so a wo yem hyehyewan because sika no won tuwa wanka wo obeba so no onya pass mpo no wonye adwuma okofie so a onfa hwe nko efie so a okọ no so ni yem hyehyen because ko akodu no weja oba wo ho weja mbofra oba so ade ne nsam be hia no bas o se ndade o mu be adwuma wo de enije na ebe adwuma ko wo ba wo be ye adwuma wo pon so a wo de enije because busum ne so a where then wo tuwa wanka nka wonska na adada no mpo nka wontua wanka wano ken na wontu me fa hwe fie first 9 baba sesi a eba wasanso where then watum for the past 8 years ken afi bro nya etwemi yen drivers yen workers yen staff woti bronya woni ji say for the past 8 years omo enya saade because in the ye de nyama tutu akwam to extend say driver ni okwa o de nije na odokoye adwuma na wenye sika e de abre company no
good management
yes wash what dwen won and dinani debit wo dey say afi bia wo be ya appraiser no we make sure say afi bia obia obenya your friends aketua intum
nti Matt was in the meaning say when you good management about papa banti be papa bia mpenfo mo hwe mo so lawyer kalisis and na dom ne me am brother twemesimu ne ade omo bo adwuma na yenhwe mo dwumedi amudi no eti sensesi bass se wo ho no ekohin makokuma se ne titiru mo yesi wo Accra hasisia cause challenge I face transportation wa Accra no ha adwene dia na montu na mutu na yetuni cope with ma ekoso sesia no
you know ken na meba oho no kakra meka ne se enam nhihye pa MD lawyer Carl Caesar any ni deputies what they atoto ho Metro Mass ekoso ntino nde obekọ yen workshop yawo parcels ebu ho car ties first enam tiles ntino na wade block wade raise bus na esi ho tita pansa mde uba yen work yen stores yawo tiles na parcels ebu do because wana wade nyama ne breye no we nya gidie the current management say oye dena enam say ogudu a wonye scanning ntino yens kasame ekosoro no obetumi ayeden wodi nyama ne brain ya yebetumi ayeden yebetumi etua and I think say eno na aboa na nde ye kase bronya abri minister transport minister the two job free yen ni entenase ka de no bronya abri a krom ubon say aye deja edom no beba but we di won gwa ni wie na wo kofia na aya asem won so a wo ye ndwuma abe ndwuma na ankwankwan ndwuma no so no wo pona wo kofia na ono so wa ya hawo kese nti ama minister no share yen your friends transport companies share ban ase no de wo de yen so ya boa na mana dame traffic nipa doma obekọ station bia no omo bu so ewo ho no so ebete megidi say odi dance bronya abre no minister Emma yen kopeme mrebi ye di so ye tu ho anamo ye ho ne ewo say ye yen Metro Mass de yen jai even though and day somewhere on the 8th on the 10th but yen tu yen jai and this is the time asanso increase more hwe minia se aban ba no ye nhihye na nhihye no ema na timamufo no won ho towe na edu mu bi so anye bases no na nhye da ni ho ana se cars na amafo tumemfo but ne ewo mu ne dey wo previous past years no na fango no bono wosoro nti minia obedi ni dance edu mu ni bo park e oka ana yesa edwumafu bebre wo park won car esisi ho na wo fotrotro tema na cars na ewo kwanso no eswa nti trotro no ekoba wano because edwumani na owo car no wa park ne car na esi a okọ fotrotro nti ne car na na nke ba be kan na ama na traffic cars a dos we kwemu no sambre no cars no eso ayeden ate inne aban papa wa nyama bibia ye few inde fango no bo abefem ama na obia sanso wagidi se dabi metumi ato fango no se first ne car se 1000 cedi na oya mawa inde me no kase auto be 400 cedis etumi efele eye ne car ne saloon car mbacho watimi ase nti ama na obia sanso akofa eye ne private car ni biom back tamana cars adoso traffic no abakwem nti obia use ne car ansa trotro fonso wo use wonte nti trotro no be pick wa before be kwa akodu maybe kasoa ana adenta no na traffic nti ebeche tebema na nipa no kogina station na akope do because ni okoy no omba biom na wa befa edom no nti no yaguso a ya boa indai ya sanso ya nhihye bebre a eni bi na yehu say yenua John Dumelo or the buses na wo use ni nyina ya Metromas yen EV electric buses na first no dodo na no nkonko edu na ewo system ni mu Metromas yewo na ekọ from Kimbu to Adenta Oyarefa Medina area but enam say mreni yewo mu ntino ye bia ye de aba hyiase na Oponglo area eni na support yenua John Dumelo ona ogina ho o encourage one say one go because that first no when there bus no enko one direction to say La Paz omo apre eduma no onim there buses na be call La Paz be call Abelempe area be fa through your friend Frightor but enam say John Dumelo be ye ne ko nhihye ntino ogina no ama no mo do o bus no kosa emu area na mo ko no Abelempe La Paz area ntino mo be dwan ene na ema na wo nyina no wodi mirika weden wokọ fo no
biso ko Madina ne
ebinimu so ko Madina sesi aso ya sanso ya arrange ebia efa through Nungwa area so edeboa then
Sametwasia route na na say bia na my festive season in kokona masanto
ya sanso ya to this time mpono yeah this week ya sanso ya dey akwan ni bi so ya dey akeka ti say La Paz na first no festive season na nkan inde ya dey akan
ba metwasia free Accra ko tema efa beach road no to mo mbesi wala ombesi wo cheshi Nungwa ni sakumo no no
yes also yes start in the year me no cause price no me check price no
season it no say 5 cents
them peda metna ha na ma bo price no obi be kwa akofu ka no akade head of communication di ma Metromas wa bezi akohwika say ewo XYZ so the international
festive season it the buy say 5 cents
yes but sesia no menim say still that so gina na say but all the same no omanga na nyina Metromas na yen car sika na bo no ewo fem kra chen car bia no doubt whether 5 whether you are 2 kakro still yande na no bu wo fem kra the whole Ghana yes until then kai for the whole Ghana into no edaso ewo fem pa say no obi be charge because from Kaneshi to Kasua yan price ewo fem into no first no say station kwa terminal no kwa na ekwa this time uba yan yard no more than 5 cars na movie from 4:30 going
apart from yard and say me ba yard no no me pese me ti ase say various bus stops no so ade a wugina ho
yes
wo be hu se bi betwa nti na wo church bia bi na o chem se La Paz say abi o me ye hu baby a ye be gina na
this time from La Paz from La Paz to Temaso ya sansu ya arrange bia and also Ebefasa area no from La Paz to Tema and the aqua street na wakosi
motorway
yes motorway no so but you were ebiso and so efa sprinters and also send ebeboa wona wo that lane and that lane so eboa ye ankasa then from circle to Elko through the Amasamai area so no unum so hono so you very another area very choked yes circle Pokwase Amasamai area maybe before remember there's another meeting deputy MD in charge of operation after all the necessary union meeting I was say yes so the buses ni bi ebe kan nia ebe say ye ne there your buses are from inda kopim beye kwesiada yedwafo no won je wa hom wona wo siesie ye buses ni bi no wo say wo siesie bi na den esi kwemu within a short possible time na tumebua na easy sa your friend traffics na yawa dom dodo na wonya car enko baby I was say woko then we are trying to add another one the ministry mostly ministry area no na cars na mo yes ebinim tumi nante fi means la wa bakim bu ansa wa benya yen buses ne bi but MD na deputy wo mo direct say make sure say around ministries so no you be make sure say from Ochina Eko no ye benya buses ne bi na we tumi aboa ye ba de be ba besom anything is as John Dramani Mama inde wa boa transport ministry na wo mpri so wo mo ahye ye chi inche bia no ye be receive be 300 buses yes sir changes bia eba manufacturing nimu a nka by this time nka abedu ba nyamia adoma by the end of next month the buses ne be ready by first to second week of March is Ezen John Dramani Mama be commission that new buses na eba no na so abeka ho na aboa yen akwentufo a anytime na adwumayefo na egwadifo a all the time wopon adwuma wopon wo de dwawie a ewo de wo kofie so wo na ebusua ne mbofra ekotena se na wo hwe se wo won so wo promote se ya ye na aboa na so
yes me abo nti musumu de no to say any bro because we back our festive season, you know, you can say from 4 between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's our buses in the Bay Juma. At the same time, no
time no anapa ya da anapa ka ho. Most osha this time anapa. Into this time, most of your buses be 10 ekọ kaswa. Yamana wonyina womba back. Was still was na be anapa because anapa over from kaswa. To Kaneshi to Sekra, a crown the way edos wo as early as 4 a.m. Yambas was seen from Kaswa. Now all the 10 almost 10 buses and make sure say a boy ever. Then La Paz area. So edu from 9 a.m. Elkona. That is the time our also air one rush hours a month for. By that time no na manfo abe peso a wo hia cars akọ edwuma tema area na other places so ntino anapa so from 8-9 a.m. anapa no so no yamana buses so be call around La Paz se na ebe boa na wona wo call tema area no by then no na buses na ebe call from Kimbu to Adenta or Yarofa area no omo ba na omo de we need the akire La Paz area no mo abefa bi so from ho e de akọ tema areas so
it's ye DM say o kasem ne akire say 115 buses na operate sesia na 400 vehicles and buses na make us say na break it down enti eno no ma shortage you know it to me ba emma to say buses number of buses are here teacher won can create mu shortage in bar because buses are here train say beba you say ending of February ho na betumi abeka ho massa shortage no emba na ye hwe electric vehicles so just 50 to 100 buses so na duma di net say ye pese ye hu because says ya no ye ntwen kakra na ebo adwuma no omo bo ti en twen February na betumi aye mo na easy sa challenge na ye face na na
kin make us say yem fa yeni enhwe faako because as ye de ani at the metro mass ye de be hwe faako a Ghana phone na ebre na that is not the nhihye o man pen SS John Dramani Mahama or the ahye ye lawyer Carl Caesar say or ye Debbie or the ahye ne say o make sure say obeboa Ghana phone ye akwentefo obi a ofini fie okọ edwuma obi a wapon edwuma okọ fie obi a ofini fie okọ didwa okọ ton ade wodwem na yenso ye nya bi na etumi ya akodi bi wo fie no e wo se nipa no okọ didwa a onya ka ekọ opon so na e wo se okọ hia na ebusuafo a e wo se onya ka ekọ na bibia ye bebebe ntino na this time ye ka se ye me no ka se this week ya shemu kinase cars bia esi workshop bia no e wo say make sure say cars no e be ready na be kania ye wo no ho say na e be ya ye be increase bus dodo e wo akwan so no especially in Accra sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ abɛboa still la bases a ɛyɛ adwuma ɛdokɔ Winneba Suedro Mankasi because amanfo de bia wo fi Suedro na Winneba waba nkran adwuma still na those bases nso no egusa wɔyɛ adwuma sɛ na ɛsɛ fata wɔn a wɔwɔ kuma so na wɔwɔ Tamale wɔn so wɔn de guso a ɛyɛ den ɛyɛ adwuma but nia anya fort a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛbɛtumi esiesie no ɛyɛ MD wa hyɛmu kina aban no so ne through the ministry so boye chidom say immediately na ne yɛhwɛ na insequem nti yɛka say yen technical people which is the mechanics no wo ye adwuma up to even anajo to make sure say yɛbɛnya bars dodo na abɛka ho na esi akwem na aboa say na bɛbɛ easy ɛdom dodo na wo
adwuma deɛ no a ɛwɔ hɔ a ɔsɛ yɛn a yɛbɛfofo bars si ho chaba ye hwese bibebe twem megyina bus stop mefo metro mass anakofo baasi de no se yehu e fan mo basis no ya ye ba befo
nya ye kan say number 1 ade ba ko ontumi enyi mfiu ana onje mfi metro mass nsem ne say it's hard to say ofo ye nka obeti say o metro mass sabi yanim say akwanhia de ewo ho but one of the transport company ofo ye nka wo asomdwe bebi ebe for we fi na du wo betu akodu bebi a wo say okọ is hardly yanim say akwanhia de enye nipa nkoa na etumi ma na akwanhia si akwanhia bi o etumi esi naturally say wo say esi a esumi si but o hwe mpredodo a yet say metro mass akonya accident wo man mu no menu ake no bedi dance say yentante apart from say yebeti so na wo twem na sabe this time mpo na nam security service na ye tight nintinimpo eso ate eno aso yebeti so na sabe am robbers first no sa net but this time mpo no ye hwa eno mpo eso ayeden eso ate intini na yebeka ne say metro mass anytime yenhu a yen dwane yen tumirka na yen kofo metro mass because eno no ye ehyen a ofo a edo beko akodu bebi a wokọ bi asondwe mo o tenemu so a wo yo bi a wo asondwe de eye number 1 na ebetumi aboa aban na eboa se na ebe ya wo ye na ye dodo no na ye ni ye na nkasa ye nkas intino aban no so oboa ko boshe na wa hye no or make sure say obedi so se na ebe ya Ghana fo jidi na wonya wa aban no mu no through the Minister for Transport ene MD lawyer Carl Caesar no you to make sure say you be boa na osa how ni nyina no ye few within a short possible time
mama mi say wo waka na me here say obesense susu biom ye hu times a metro mass transit mo buses no ebe ye adwuma won krankrodiem ye be ha festive season na ye ni brepe about 4 p.m. Between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. na ye adwuma wo say anapa be ka ho bia route a buses no be fa wo say here nti nya time na time and say kwan ye be fa so ma yeso ye gina various bus stations no and a bus stop no na ye tumi afafa because make say omo be fa ni tie cheche mo message do bi
one ye buses no ebi free from Kimbu
okay
through Medina Adenta Oyarefa
from Kimbu
yeah
Medina
yeah Medina stretching so 37 yes Ponglo
Atomic
yes
Medina
Adenta Eko
yo
then yeah
time
and apart from 5 a.m. Kopim be anapa 9 then from there now what do we need actually La Paz from La Paz Alpha Abeleng Pay Junction Fiesta Hall through Oho Edeko Tema and also and apart from 9 one rush hours you know then from Circle to Kaswa then from Kaswa coming back to Circle to Accra and also Ewo you use then from Accra Kimbu no to Nungwa Teshi Nungwa enclave no so no yes answer and anapa then ye be enyibira emra ya pon edwuma no so no from 4 akɔpem ɛyɛ no 9 kɔpem no wɔtwe ebi mpo no yɛtumi mpo yɛn bases ne adwuma ɛboro even no wɔtwe ne 5 kɔpem no nkron anadwo ɛyɛ adwuma the same route ya me kan ya so no enso etumi boa ntina this time so yɛde bases ne bi so no ebesi because sometimes bi be fi ɛyɛ Medina adenta ɔyarefa no ebedu oponglo hyiahye no na ayama ntina sesi aso yɛde bases bɛyɛ abasa so yasa so dia station ewo oponglo ene hyiahye from 4 p.m. there about na eba and so yede akan eba towards Achimota and La Paz so yede ene so abeka ho biom no
metiasia anapa 5 a.m.
yes
omo ye adwuma to what time no be breaki na ebia in the evening so ma anasa
yeah,
from
buses no don't really break apart from the EV bus and no electric bus I was say echo charge say na ebe ya emra ya po adwuma no so no na wasanso we see equim the way and you know from 4 o'clock sometime po dey go as early as 3:30 say na ebe ya wo betumi akodu hontem na wa peke edom no so
metiasia EV anasa electric vehicles no anapa no free 5 a.m. no break by the time
or break after 12 now the be 2 hours almost they acquire charging now wasanso are returning now wasanso wesim biom yeah
we are reshima what they my ya be foka
yes
say make say me call various route wa church and me ginger bus stops na ade amenya
car
but 5 cities in the won't to main church
and me confirm before
say 5 cities
yes before 6 o'clock news na me confirm me prices na what the eno so atudwa me pese me da itefo
but me tell say
wo fam chen car bia obefo wo man Ghana mu ana say nkran ha yende na bu wo fam kra yes
bibi hold be jay
oh ni ameka ne say yen nyina no yembo a oman no yambua abai no na yentumi mana yen ehyen ho ya friend say ya ehyen ho nsem no intumi nsiye empeja se na yen nyina yepe meji de say Ghana abai ene mpenimfo a yato abai yiwe no eyade a wodwen oman no ho eyade a Ghana fonti na ye yiwen say wonsom nti wonso obeya nhihye bia ebeboa se na ebeya nyo bia de na ye Metromas MD de say yebe pon edwuma ana ebekwa akodi dwa na ya pon de ye kofie kodu ntem na edware na ye tumi ye gi ahom no na ye nyaka ba ye boa ye ne ebe ye bia se na ebe ya ye nyina ye ho beton enti no obi anya se areshe se ye guso a ye se na ebe ya inche ye be hu se won sa isintona ye nyaka ye kogina station ye che no ni na eso ebetwa
Mama fana seke semfemo Mohammed Mubarak Matara mama brother menda asepa papa wo short notice de ma wa wotumi bo twi na wo so manti na XYZ tinti woni ebedi nkomonti arehemu on se ni da so ho abases ne ye adwuma moma ye nyina no ye mbotwe na ye ntumi mfofo na enye nko bebi a eko nti bebi a wa kire no pepepe sesi anapa be ka ho on be ye adwuma pepepe na bebi etumi akonkan make out say monologue ne eye segment a ye ne Owura Mubarak watara din komo eye victory gala dwumadi no so
enua victory gala message na wati ni dinatiatia tin se na edro ni tie na no pasem ne se edro we adwuma ye titru pa ne se ebeboa ananna ne srade ewo ni padua ni muntin mu ama ohu atɔ kura de dika obabi wo ho a okonfikyire a ema edro ewu hia ye victory garlic mixture ebi kura ho bekɔ a ewie wo ansa na ba eye victory e na wu hia wunya victory no ma na busumi biara ubenya ofikyire akwa empa ho kura eno de akira obi wo ho a ne ti ne tedwa no obi wo ho ye adwuma kakra bia no abrɛ na nakoma bɔ ne periperi ni nyina ye mogya entimi mfa akoma no nkwa adwen mu eno ne kɔfa saa de ne ba odofo mesrewo so wo ho na wonsɛm ta adwo ebia wonsa no sei ana wonam rom na esi fom no kra adwo ana ayatufo sɛ de edi fom ato mpaboa mu a ɛyɛ victory na me kan fama wo onum victory asa no na ye bobɔ so nyina no ebegai de ɔtɔ ho anadwo a wontini na wohia victory mframa nyankopon de ama yɛn sɛ yɛhome wo de wo home a na wo tie so o bra ɛyɛ victory ɛna betimi aboa wo ye wo bi wo so a wo ana ne yɛmahye no a obia na ne ka obia nya ne hwe obi wo so na koma bɔ ne pɛripɛripɛri ni nyina mogya ne ntimi ne afusa ne yɛ wo ni padua no adura wunya yɛ victory garlic mixture de watwa bra ya bia ya na sɛ kokodue ne nam no no yɛ ne basa ɛyɛ victory ɛna meka fo wunya victory bi no a ɛbɛboa wo sɛ doctor de wato aduro so sɛne a wobɛtumi anom victory na ka waduro wo nyinaa ne sɛ waduro no na abɛnom a meat aduasa no anom wei so na abɛnom a no anom victory no so akyi meat aduasa woyɛ ne sɛ bibia bɛde kama ama wo sɛ wo nase tata woyɛ agya ho adwuma a mesrɛ wo adura meka mfo ama woayɛ victory garlic mixture mesrɛ wo nipa ne bia danse a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛfa wo ma danse na tie na sɛ wo so kɔtɔ a wobɛnya saa danse korɔ no a
ntumi mi mpedwa mi ntumi ni di mi yare so mene ko be 12 years di man mundu mo jedru 5 minutes de tin matutu ana se na meti TV ntumi na me hwe ne mu se mo tun do bi esi victory herba victory garlic mixture ne mi todru sa wa modru mu asa modru mu eye papa ntumi ni di o mi din sa no me di afi bi no se di ya na afi insan afi no ntumi di bi afi mi di ma edubone sa wi semi anu so no ntumi di anu so mi ba mu sa afi de anu so bi no ma ntumi di bi afi hu de me nya no na ti edu no kan o TV so a na mi kutu bu ni no edu no anopa eni awiane enwure no ande no si afi nyampara mi no abibia ntumi di mi si afi na toyota me ko ye black masa modro no die edoni ye na mi hira mo
ajime pa me problem ye menstrual pains nda ne kakra me so me nya me menses no boso me ma me bre pa me brankasa me tim to tondro no na ne se man ti se yesi ye bidro ha na makoto be bia me we ntimi fa ka ekọ obi kru so ekoto bidro me timi no bi tese na victory ni dey in fact I don't know me dey wo mu dey me ko to bi me ti advert no TV so sada na me sorry anwumre na me ko to ye na dana me say ade yi to me pad mu no mo ja tropa yi to me pad mu ti me twa to me phone so kura say ha adwene a enka me de betum aka ho na mo ahwe te say so one way ya kwa kase na bia me ya bo hye na me no maduro bi te say efi sada na yi sa mo ja tro no to me pad mu no me nye meze se no maduro e ma me hu sa emoja se bi like say kwọchị te say ni na flow kama ti victory tie mintimi enja nto ho nte to de bia na mo ba abasha mo me so abasha na edon ne me di hu adanse
obi si me de cholesterol sa de boni e na aba mi nipadua ma ba dia tenase wadro ye victory garlic mixture se wunya victory ne no ma cholesterol ne se ne ne density bia no victory be yi ni nyina afi nipadua no odofo wo pedia to anama ne 024 25 45 633 024 25 45 633 and 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 a victory mkunimdie ne ade bremu.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Na ede na ya obayi a oda forma so ne yafunu emunumuni.
Oh, Mr. Entry, also yare ya tete be benfie pi nanso ne yam nyono da. Se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa.
Menyi ni se what ulcer tamfo Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture yanum bom kotia ulcer no bia ma no anom. Anka ne ho ato no dadaada. Ulcer dro de eno ne Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture.
Ankom ni nchiremu.
Ulcer yekura eto yefunu ene ensunumu. Etumi a woyefunu ekeka wa. Wogire ho a enye. Ulcer etumi ema woye cheko ebra wadidi awie. So how eye ulcer de a compare Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto.
Pedudu atu a ko okanshi Drug Lane, Kumasi Dani Herbal, Takradi AA Mensa, Anafre 020-3822-855. Appear about Tanya Wama on more friend for any more fra when you fear dum ye no enka Haxa capsules and in a mixture.
All Satan for FDA Aji Edwadi and Kratui Atom.
Memo akwa babiom the Bat TV XYZ so baby awa wo hwe me bia. Wo so tie Power 97.9 FM. Memo akwa babiom baby edri apomode ho nkomo na ye de bro. Ye de fi Haxa capsules and Haxa mixture. Aso na ye de bro all satanfo. Edra wonye binom a ayem kro de sebi wa woni bon emfa ho kra nya de betumi ahawadwene. Ayem kro nti ana all senti duane kra wo kondo kro ntumi ntua yesi yetua minim se sana duane so yedi tua nkofo nti duane bi obi ntumi ndi se duane ye de pa enso untumi ndi but wonya Haxa capsules and a mixture no wonya bi no ma obekase Nicholas kan ensam ni na wo Muraman ho Uncle Mike nti obecheche mu pebinom na wo also obetu asekura. Ofa Mike, bibi aboko de
champion Nico nyame
bibi adedi nipa mienu miense bi am recommend Haxa mo a omaje omo ho efi yare mu na bra adwene ntiase nti bi hu se waba na de Haxa nkomo no ana sempa na ba na meni agye pa ene den no ne ebebo nkomo afa Haxa ho
Nico ba se beda wase ma memfa enchi akese yesoma ahwefo omajemra omohwe na Sena Nico Ekano me pouch Haxa mixture and capsules there. A me pouch say also na 80 to 1 de na o so kokope BCC and auto na wonum ema stomach ulcer e free unipaduanim. Stomach ulcer yare boni pa chese yare ne besua wo so no wonya Haxa mixture me pouch na chese ya do ko ba bia baby boni. E de nza na make stomach ulcer yare boni. Stomach ulcer yare boni free say se wan hwe ni yie na se eche wo ni padua mu a eno na be kakra no bronis wanya perforation na me patre se won suno nkatwa no emmo wana ye from H pylori nya kwan bo ekowuram ho no mu a no omokoboni mu ntokro no omokakosai ensono no na yenra se won fa ndo hospital no na twese ensono na asai no ade se yetwa ba bia asai no totwene na de ense ye ne yakadisi ani enu nti na me ka kire se entwei ma ne nyansa no akase me hu yanka se yade ulcer yade boni stomach ulcer ebetena also cha obehwe na ebe kakra no obetumi anya internal bleeding na internal bleeding so ba woni padua ni mu ade na me patcho na chese moje wo honam nyina na ye den efiri wo hono obu wonu ma moja ni efiri ne ho anaso onya internal bleeding na omfa nani ehunu sanse sebio moja no obefi no moja ni nim na wa hunu anaso obeja ne nan moja ni nim na wa hunu ntino ofi se oyo okay na nso na ne hu moja eye den ebesin na nso ye ni pani bo okra omode omo no mbefi no anaso aduane betom ye mo mbefi aduane na ba bonten no ombo hunu se sebio na moja mogya wom anaasɛ obi won mo begya ne nan no obɛhɛ na mogya ɛyɛ den ɛwɔ ne gya nan ne mu no ɛba ne sa na wo de aba mo wa hunu sɛ wanya internal bleeding hu mogya na ɛsen no ɛno nti na ɛyɛ sa na obo nti na nsɛntɛm no wani so nyinaa ebire mu wani so nyinaa chi mu na wote honom wo sɔre no wanso ade ma na wo te atɔ ɛbɛyɛ kakra no bɛyɛ wonam a obi timi ka kyerɛ sɛ a soma sisese no asɛ woni padua no wayɛ hoya asɛ mogya kora ni ho na kyerɛ sɛ wanya internal bleeding bɔ mmɔden asɛ wobɛnya hexamethasone capsules na wanonom ama stomach ulcer afiri ni padua no makɔ ulcer ɛyɛ yade bɔne me sɛ ɛyɛ yade a ɛno na wanhwɛ yie ne bi bɛsua so wanhwɛ yie abɛka sɛ obi a ɔne ne nya asɛm kakra bi no ebi ɔde wɔfa baabi nanso na ɔmfa wɔmfa baabi a ɛsiane sɛ ɛyɛ yade a ɛba symptoms a wonya wo ni padua no mu no asɛ nneɛma ɛnkɔ yie mfa ma wo ni padua no nneɛma ɛnkɔ yie ɛno nti bɔmmɔden a na ɛkɔhwehwɛ ɛyɛ hexamethasone ne capsules na ɛnomnom na ho ɛnyɛ den ɛntɔw mepatɔ gye number wei frɛsisi a mene mu kasa yi sɛ ebia wo na wopɛ bi ebia baabi a wowɔ a wopɛ sɛ yɛndaretew na ɛkɔ baabi a wobɛnya bi atɔ anaasɛ baabi a wɔ no ebi mpo ne hɔnom na wapɛ sɛ yɛmma ɛyɛ delivery guys yi bi mfa mmerɛ wa ɛno nso so no ne nyinaa no yɛbɛtumi ɛde abrɛ nti gye number no na frɛsisi a mene wo kasa na yɛyɛ adwuma na yɛni nkɔmmɔ ɛyɛ 0240 23 83 10 0240 23 83 10 ana 0203 822 855 0203 822 855 number no ehu hia me pa yi ntino tobo natural number na frisi asem no kasai na wonso so ne ni nkomo eye 0240 23 83 10 0240 23 83 10 ana 0203 822 855 afi me di number na ma o say no na afi ye to aso a then stomach ulcer de bia se na me kan kan no na me kire bo no e bia na your first time a ulcer e kuro na ba bia be ba beto wo ni padua nim no e ho na ye fa so na e dia tudin eni nti e beto wo nsuru nkoto anim ana ba ko ekuro no ba ko san to wo ye ba bia didi ekogu no ene ene ye kabo mu a ye friend peptic ulcer eni nti wo ko hospital wo ko na so obi ka kire say wanya yes wanya peptic ulcer na so doctor ka kire say oh wanya peptic ulcer na de opese o kire nyina no say ekuro ba ko abeto wo nsuru nkoto anim ana ba ko so ababeto wo ye frinim say doctor kan kire so wanya peptic ulcer na mo so wanya gastric ulcer na de opese o kire nyina ne say ekuro no ababa beto wo ye frinim ba bia odidi a ekogu no na eno nso so no eho asem no e bia na wo de ne ye esophageal ulcer na kire say ulcer na ekuro na ba beto droben a esa wo minim hanom no ho ana ekuro no ababeto na de ye asem dane say ulcer type biara wate ulcer dia hodo biara wate anopomasi bre eye hexamethasone and capsules adrowi bojuma atse ebi ensi plada me paucho esanse wona na ulcer etitu omo masobia he no omundi ho adanse se adro no eye dwuma se nkonya me se ulcer na babetra so na ode wo se yawo no abadenden dia wo hunu ya wonya wo hono no wonum adro yi bi no yawo no efru ni padua ni mu no 3 minutes a dozen 3 minutes a dozen yade no anase yawo no beko na fe ayaresa no anya abotere aba kakran na no ma bibia ofre no ose ne bade ne ulcer no eba se ya agise odene ko hospital no ne dru hospital a one drip nko na enko be 6 ansana eye ne hu atono na so ne hu atoni mpo no ebe kakra cha 2 weeks na se ya den asenya ba na so nya hexamethasone ne capsules no nom ye no ene bibia akoyi edi amano eni nti ulcer na nya aba symptoms be na wo ti wo ni padua nim me babubo bi so na nso so number na amedi ama no ofra na nso so sene ya wo te no one ya che na afi ni ya kire eho akwankyere obi fra ya wose wono de oda ne ulcer ne ba oda ne benkum so a na eho hyehye no oda ne ho da ne nifa so a na eho hyehye no se oda na chi a na matiri bramu nyina eye ne ya na onhu ya onye ne ho obi de no obi nso so de ne se sebio obefe no na sebio efie no akwa ye se dark brown ebi so akwa se yellowish color ebi nso so akwa ye ko bi me paucho won so se wunya sa symptoms ya na science bia ene na o ulcer no ana eye sa ewu ni padua no kona kope hexamethasone ene ne capsules na won so no nom ema ohunto obi se mididi na aduane tom yem pa na meyem eye meya se me se mindidi na me twɛn na ɛyɛ kakra nso so ne madidi a ɛno nso so menya ndidi yɛ nso so na meyam ɛyɛ meya wɔn nso so no ɔsa no sɛn na wote ɛwɔ wo nipadua nim ɔbaako nso sɛ sɛbi ne ɔsa no nti sɛbi amana anya anum nka na sɛ bad breath anase halitosis ɛno ɔkasa sɛ ya na sɛbi ɛnka ɛwɔ n'anum ɔkasa sɛ ya ɛmframa na ɛbɔ ɛde afa ekuro na ɛwɔ ne yam no so baa bɔnten pa ɔbɛhɛ na sɛbi ɛde nka anaba bɛgya ne so wɔn nso so ɔsa no signs bɛn symptoms bɛn na wote wodi afrɛ sisi ana yɛni nkɔmɔ na yɛnkyɛ waduru a ɛbɛtu aseɛ ɛde ama wo mepatɔ obi sɛ ne ɔsa no nti ama no yɛ ketekete akyerɛ sɛ ɛnɛ wɔ checking weight adeɛ nkyi na ɔsan checking weight a ɛnɛ deɛ no na ɛsoate adeɛ nkyi na ɛsoate mepatɔ ama no yɛ ketekete ama sɛbi ne makora no obi ɛɛbɔ ne sɛ sɛbio ɔwɔ anibɔne obi nso so skra deɛ wɔsi yɛde yadebɔne bi ɛde ato ne so nanso na nyɛ yadebɔne na yɛ stomach ulcer kɔ na kɔpɛ haksa mesha ne capsules yi bi nonom na ohu ɛnyɛ de ɛntɔ gye no ma no bio na yɛntoa so ɛyɛ 0240 23 83 10 0240 23 83 10 nso so betimi afre 0203 822 855 0203 822 855 yeguso ebobo eye symptoms ne signs no so no me paucho nso so no say na wote obu a wose aduane sinanim mpa wontibi ana wadi me paucho loss of appetite nso so dia no se sa na hu oni paduane ma e bia na wodia no eye stomach ulcer na dia ba kona kope haksam shane ne capsules no nom na hu ento wodia no kwa de won se na sentam no obedidi na obefe no ana se aduane bia to yam ano wafe wo fe no na be he boja wo mu beja na moja wo me paucho ni nyina no okope haksam shane ne capsules no no a ho ebede ebeto se osanti amaya wo bua no sa tokuro na da wo nufu ntamu mienu no me paucho ehotimi tutu na ma watiri bremu nyina ya wo ya wo dom penimu nyina ya wo ya obi nsakura wo ntimi maso stomach osanti a me paucho kona kope haksam shane ne capsules no nom e ma ho ntom obi kura de ebu ntimi ye ne ya sa obehe okasakura kasa no entumi madene obehe onantimpa wontimi mfa ne nan entiatia fom dene obehe otewo se ya wontumi mpagya ne mu anaso wontimi ntwe ne mu se me paucho osa eye yade bone enite kona kope haksam shane ne capsules na eno no ma ho ntom nso se aduro wei yade ba ko pe na esa ensa yade nyensa ensa yade mienu yade ba ko pe stomach ulcer ana esa eninti aduro no doctor for mako enso na atena se akabom ana aye na ba ye no stomach ulcer pe ana esa nti bomode ya se okoba bi na yese haksam stane ne capsules ni wonti me emfa fufuro bi ema ode a me paucho ene obeka kiro me se ompesa fufuro no na emom no obefre number no eye 0240 23 83 10 anase 0203 822 855 na baby a wushe bia no me pacho ya bro haksamisha ene ne capsules na oba usu akra dia ene e chese abode kura e good care pharmacy a chese wudi for honum a eye xyz techire ya wudi for honum a haksamisha no ubenya bi anonom na chese e ho asem na for pharmaceutical shop bia mu herbal shop bia mu a me pacho ndu paneton ne ho me pacho se no eye haksamisha no se na enkrofo e fu maduro no anu odene nti bomodin a so be kwakope bi na won susun waye de wanonom ama ho atɔ symptoms bi a wote e wo nipadua nim se woni su na ye busibusi se all centimeter cho aya no nya migraine wuti fa etimi dwa kim se won so de science and symptoms a wote ne se wo nipadua yi e fa etimi hyehina ma kyerɛ se oje wo ho a enje ne nyina no se wo de na eye stomach ulcer na de abade a ene na waduro eye haksam mixture and capsules won say na center mo kwade okọ hospital ni akwa ye endoscopy ye de pipe bia wura wonu ro minimum akoto ye mepawchow wo hu ya wa bu fra mu mepawchow enko sade ne hu bio na emom no enne osa no aduro aba eye haksamisha and capsules a yenom ebom ema eye osa etu efi nipadua nim se mekase yenum boma na me pese me kire se wonum eye ensuo na me patron ti na ewoso no ubie so a aduro no sekene ma me woso ne ma me na dido no emra ayinim aduro man kasa na afi no waye den wabu ni tinim yenu na wanum ensuo nya we no na afi no watwen 30 minutes time now the pure water and as normal water ibi bi anom ɛyɛ ne capsules no mienu na ɛno nso so no ɛho asɛm no na mmom no yɛmfa aduro no nsuo no ɛnkɔnkɔnom aduro no to pae no hyɛ ne nso ɛfa ma me ɛyɛ Haxa mixture and capsules a ɛyɛ entafo aduro a yɛnom bom ɛde to stomach ulcer ase number no bio yɛ 0240 23 83 10 0240 23 83 10 once so betimi afre 0203 822 855 0203 822 855 mami nchia madam Kiki na memfa nchia kesi yeso so Emma Mr and Mrs Ampadua mo nkoko nyame onhram ne House of Faith fo nyina nyame onhram ntino kiniko mera wase Haxa mixture mame why oti opa wo show nso so
ti Haxa no wo kan obeka den
say ye bom ne ka say Haxa mixture and capsules dia na ya jesu say osa etamfo
papa nti baby a wo bia no pebina no pebina kotobi na me patro no fetu yare na se baby adri enche abegofo begin konya atena so na ye de eye enkomo egu bamba so na bro ye honorable eye yawo eye kwache aka Peter Kaho former member of parliament edema eye Amenfi Central sa so na ebeti ni akasemisa ono so eye communication team member de ma NDC maminchia eye minua eye Sadiq Abubakar Sadiq Abubakar michechi opapa Suleiman Sadiq we a policy analyst we a communication and research member de ma Greater Accra NDC and baby a will be an Sadiq Abubakar Suleiman bro michechi mamenko na menko ja aboafo nkrato ombra meba nkomo ho e betena form yedi nkomo.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Obrebo eye adwumada eboa eyam aduane ɛboa eyi nsa free ni pedua nim na ɛboa wo ni pedua ma ɛtena ho yie nanso wonim sɛ nneɛma a yɛdi na yɛnom timi ma brɛboɔ yɛ adwumaden sen pɔtee
mehu da me brɛboɔ yɛ adwuma paa ebia sɛ sɛ mentumi yɛ biribi boa me brɛboɔ
Annie, and Winton, what the lift hit from the Moses Clinic, near Herbal Center, about Herbal Food Supplement. What says it, Pa, the barber, and my 8 year Jumayi.
Now, anything you want.
Fatopa Yenu, and no panny anymore. Now a Brahma Berbo ye Jumayi, Sunny a Baya, a bit me and yam a Jania Woody, and Sissy Nipijanimo, a you moving see.
And no, I'm a brother,
Ubenya Lift Kit or pharmacy, herbal shops, ne supermarkets are a bell. So what do those way to up? 0244 06 8447. Lift Kit, wow bread war, wow nipedia. A draw you any mapping for a ma emma or man for, ne for our 1 year in fear to me. FDA JD Cratui atum.
Okay, memo akwaba biom the TVXYZ so baby awa wo hwe me bia na wo tie me o power 97.9 FM in Bredra and say me go bamba so ye ba ebedi ehon enkomo ye honorable Peter Yaukwachi Aka former member of parliament de ma Amenfi Central ofia ha ansa na ye nua Kasim Isa so ha honorable akwaba bibi aboko de
nyaminadom
yeda nyame ase papa Kasim want to say bibi aboko de
adom na hwe ye ho ye
ye beda obade ase papa ni dia de bi om de ma platform ye from obia so amoba na mo be church nsem ma bibia etumi konkan honorable mpom to say so bit for kakra ho boko de
ntimi chia Amenfi Central fo nyina me ma mu nyina afisiapa afisi sebre na enema akoyi momani abom so na ma hye enema yi
we su se menchia o man wa wo ni Amenfi mu nua Amenfi East chairman osi ade yo Nana Kofi Atochi oso ohwen anzi Nana Kofi Atochi bro nya ni new year na amenhwe anse wo nua keto a wo twa me ato ache ni Atochi osi ade yo obo adwuma papa unify woko Amenfi East oso ohwen oni ebusuani na anti echichi amo papa
nso chia no na menchia wahwefo ni NDC amanyuku no ene president Mahama adwumade a oye na menchia no na fie yi enye beba no enye better ense last year anti
okay honorable yending komo kakra say we yade a ende na ebepie monti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama set up a 13 member presidential advisory group on economy anti wo hwe kukudam obobo mudin omunimede na say ye kan economy no mo say de show mo nsa ye hi omo munimede nti wo hwe din a chair by ya maame the vice president Professor Nana Opoku Ajimai Jane Her Excellency any Ura Sam John kukudam ankasa wo hwe omobo modin honorable wo say nipa ya bo mudin so mbedi djuma no momboy we no on be reported directly to the president.
All right. Okay.
Martin and wash your mandate. Mo ombe jumedio mubedia yentio.
Yo, and say, yasem papa. Ofia President Mahama and Adrian Odibu Maina. The opian say mine be. And so on say way NDC and MPP, which is a very good thing. They would be tapped from all other sources. We feel list here at the higher. Here's a bit more a sympathetic to the MPP. So one former account, notably Kwame P. He was a known member of the
NPP. Or a leading member of the NPP.
Yes, of the NPP. And he say a very good thing. Ghana the here pani economy no. And na up and down. Economy is throw muna ba. Na yes cyclical events na ba. I say na asanso atiako for years na ba. Inti yes afie waba which me stabilize the economy no. We said the all the fundamentals no I okay. Inti edi sustain because sometimes baba initially obey mana in the heat na back akra na fe na asanso agency especially when we start to we go out of the IMF program. We start here spending recklessly, especially say election be so near spending recklessly na ma economy na jiegu. Enti the why ye say be ma sanko fo be tare so be tie o masem ono ayi on de o jimi ka so on tie o masem yes o ma yakuku damfo na on be ka ama ahwe ma ne ma ye na gas ye nyen o hwe CD dollar rate ya abaya aya ne ma ama ne ma ko ye ama fuel akofem ama inflation so akofem GDP growth akosro debt to GDP a car bosia yabo as compared to sika a money and your friend debt to GDP and also so akofem I say to nya leeway to the development near there if your bank rates bank a friend policy rate in the bank and akobo bosia and singu ya de ma ono and also so akofem and she make me about all the fundamentals are na ye wura baumia no can want some say if they are weaker the exchange rate will expose you yes say no to say exchange rate agina they just say fundamentals in na ye nti onu mo dey say me to say MPP for election we know the power budget for the campaign because the campaign message party CD the message na tonsuo the message asan and it's not buy and will be buy within 1 year within 6 months cry and seed na be stable enti obabi odi me message obama I hope say sa ankrofo ya mama apawi obetumi ama omo aye na stabilize ne bom yama nke de bi ka ho Ankam koma practical advice.
Ebia also o de o penalty amede we.
Oh yes, you
for mandate na.
Mandate
Purpose na dwumedi also mudi. O hwe meda ho na. Ene na o mandate na purpose no. Enti o hwe how it ya. Wo nya ya nche obeka.
Ye nya practical e for so aka. Practical.
But I mean say also practical in they are good.
Oh, say we no ye akuku damfo economy sankasa.
Nti wo hwe dwumedi o mu bedia.
Okay, all right. Provide strategic counsel on macroeconomic management, fiscal consolidation, debt sustainability, and coherence between fiscal and monetary policy. Yes, we say we say macroeconomy. No, I okay. I just say about micro. I can macro now. Any fiscal policy. No, debt to GDP. No, I don't have macro in economics. And micro no any bo. Ne day to day enema no yes eno so ayeye na eno akakra enti yenhwe na sa ekuodie we are totally in support pa say ombaye dwuma me say omo so ba omo nye partisan they will tell the president as it is and then ekoya omo kan kire no ekoboni omo kan kire no yes na yenhwe money for once no the edru na ye enyi I advise say enyema bi we say no export ni ade no import no importation no ena de ehwe ni atwa so
eni na aka wo hwe omayi na eka part
me ready eka yes because say stability na yenya no see anhwe na say anye backed by production one day no anhwe na esanso agency ahochiraba because production ni de any the major key yes obiabo so we will leave the we will leave taxation for production. We know this. A production a better than ye. They say me baby tiemo. Musi a cry 300 buses. Yeah, neighbor. No, I'm not so much impressed because in 300 buses, it will start a company. It will start a company. If we are importing 300 buses,
yeah, transport, social crisis and another thing.
But make sure say buses 300 na year crano. You bet you a bus company assembly company near such a building these things no because
okay instead of okay important
yes because
an assembly we no mun hye wo mo ha te say ma na new plan no
ya tititi no mo ye so mo Marco Polo the China House of Folk no use aka
Marco Polo
sheni na wa
no VIP na use na kesi
yes when me na do this near
te say ma BW mu ni ade wa ha no
yes touchy near concentrate on this
I think maybe say say be on fa bass ni number but they be on ba be she on the mechanic for the banana
bass dey opekura bet ma cry engine no cry engine ba the other no I body body na ye no ha owanti yan hwe na 300 basses here na say ke assemble no ha you can imagine so 24-hour economy no jobs are a bit creative na dia ama manfo bodum ye ya me tie say the first one go for cry 500 of them 500 bars now cry and Bahama ne so ebe cry 500,000 na say ye cry 300,300 I think yes our bars is you ha be within 1 year cry na yes you mean
won gin this ya tie sisai kwan so how to maintain no a problem because we run on various yards now regionally na we say baby I say business abo so and no church we say be a whole crash shaft be a BB kit we be and no
I have been in the shipping industry for a long time. Now me rise to the rank of chief engineer on the ship.
So we a marine experts,
okay, and engineer for that matter. Okay, wait me I laugh.
Why?
Because on the ship no engine no you build a ship it will take 30 years class and now they are called scrap. And engine ship engine means the sun. You build a cassia e be a dani nyina engine and kasa susene dani esie. Now obe say no was sun lock of rubber. No, generators no ye di simu and so cassia no be a be say dem ha. You are 3. Ye di simu permanent. Yes sun. Now so by running for 30 years 40 years. Now they're running on. How do we do that? Yeah, will be a friend plant maintenance system. As a chief, you know, you're computerizing. Into every day you just print for your junior. Say every day, you bear Sadia was a video. You were second engineer, third engineer, fourth engineer. Obia the specific duties. Third engineer, no, you're in charge of the generators. Fourth engineer, you're in charge of pumps. Yeah, every day you print. No, who say a day or some bearing. There or some engine oil, there some way. Every day you know what to do. It's not your engine will break it down. So say Nyame adoma IPP abai be otua ekani na ama lights ni gina so. Na so bohwe na areas bi o ha. Na lights ni ko off. Enye abai ni fault eye won a ye yi won sector and so mo hwe so no
hwe so
ye na light na ko obai na bia a transformer na asay na we are triple na this should not happen in my opinion because of the ship you can't allow that to happen. Generators 3 na don't make sure say one maintain every time one running one say automatic na ba kono take over within seconds until who say light in crack off sanya plan ya de no every week over test your systems or say bibia ya adwuma now na at the middle of the sea now we light off na ka so afidie ya o ye de afidie de o ya de ya afidie de be off yes am ye ka no na what is you say ke ye o ko shensu ase hwa na light ni ko off a engine no main engine e be adwuma best stop because the electronic engine move inti waves by boss say ba ko shensu ase now go say waka say afidie sa no there's no room for that. Some men there you open be say uncle hwade so a your taxi say no you see you say no aban no aye na fam die IPP so twa onka ye nika ni ade you wo capacity no ho and why should the light go off why me you as MD no me taxi within 6 months o dey show near 6 months light go off you are going off. And you also so be say also asifo ni na obehwe ma bibia koso pepe because me as a chief engineer on the ship say light no call off I know I'm going home. A call off There's a 5 minutes who restore the cry, you are going home. And to me, so genius in the Shemasino. Hey, we are me, Miss Saki Wazana. Yes, I can. If we do these things now, a bayajuma, or one of buses, ya crab buses. Mitiamo, no so bena, ya pejano, near the Sia. So, how?
Videos in Bioana must say,
managing director, managing director, near Jinsa on Tanaho. Okay. Now, we bus near ya pejan and Sia, now you're director. Now, what do you want to say? You must make sure you have the technical department. Well, yeah, Benjamin and your PRO. Your way, your boss, I yes, I'm coffee. Your PRO, the answer of Casa. I didn't say no, but you could be. About Casa, yeah, you know, this we have the spare parts. And that, one more yard. Yeah, why would you idea, Saku? You don't have to be there. Oh, what I have gone through,
the previous government, dear Bonipao. We are no more trying to scrap that.
And so I need a strategy. Yes. And yes, we are about 1 year now. And then we must face the reality.
Not so good. So,
and that is why Ghanaians got them out. And yes, we are about 1 year.
Mammy and repeat.
Yeah, repeat. After 1 year, this issue should not be there like that. No.
Also, check. But my work and maintenance plan here.
Maintenance plan, yeah, will be a
the passes and baby.
Yes,
over various years and now
yes,
even the mechanics and the car, and yes, over no be that seal. No, I'm so to I am more baby.
Oh, now a car, no,
any baby, baby. How I be
maintaining plan, your plan, and I'm saying, computerizing. Buses if be our number or computer they way bus way a dear sun pump they way the tie or dear sun and every day we share back and you do that the bus will never break down every time your plan maintenance you can say breakdown maintenance where breakdown maintenance no more try my dear say yeah the abadi what
but who say sometimes your technical guys and so yeah almost so because a say na no so be to me enya bibi wo ho nti omo so omo ye ne bi so adwen boni sometimes anete
na say wo panyina
bi mo so plan no omo atumi to bibi wo so bibi edi your monthly guy nti opa bibi edi nti we are say sometimes sanko for say better check
we have appointed somebody as a chief engineer on board
yes
me na me hwe so I didn't ship break it down at sea. The finance spare part ni wa ukofie. You have not done your work. I don't make sure say before you sail out no as a chief now now be share all logistics be oil you be a journey a 30-day journey. I don't make sure say oil we calculate everyday consumption diesel oil be stock no spare parts all enough tools are be adwuma or enti wo na wo in charge make say wakoduru ensuo ma dia say na one part
me no bo say wutie a head of communication the ma Metro Mass Transit na o kan bibi so mobile say wo hwe salaries sikasem motivation ni ma ne ewo fom enti eno kra ka ho bi me ma adwembone eba bi mutiri because na kotu enso ne di motivation bi ani ho enti dey bi oba pressure bibi be say eno so
we have run the company down because of the American no say on your plan maintenance e do one bus na I say no parking no o run buses e be 500 what you want for drivers what you want for technicians in there what now madian assess you how are you going to make money to pay the workers? You can't. And in here poor management they will say generally your management you know say bus now running and every time the bus should be on the road. We know what they be see what let's say your plan maintenance and say never part be what a does son. They say your cars here you see what now our brakes no what now you brake pad I what now I can't disc no now you cause some discs near the them we say be every 6 months mess some brake pad I say and say you no yi not for financial nti part ni bia no obro natural o maintenance book na e bia part time I did last year there was a son nti sa cars you want be obahwe the maintenance book no bia wo say 6 months e do change way 3 months e do change bearing we e do change wo ye ne saade na the bus will not break down. And you hear be see what maybe 1 day, 2 days. Now yes, maintenance no. Now the road. The next day now be so the every time you have all the buses on the road. Now when you train they don't break down. A break it down now they are back. And nobody connection. What worse no connection.
Do connection bow.
Now they are just connection no go to Pianica. And to Pianica no. Now parts now no balance be. Oh, balance now a problem of the company na echo. They will say she shall never be a paper. No, you can't do that. Bas no aye the time I said a change bearer no. The other time I said you change the new one that no you can take it. And your company which my be a bearer and say but the running time no aso say once the son be a bit my do another 2 months. But believe me, I best say when I bass no kwa a drew na assess you na
to fi wusi
na passengers
who say be cars na bus
so I London that let them buses see double decker e be the 30 years
sir
yes double decker
cost of maintenance
e be case bus na say oti bus ma drew kwem na say
na carry
na passengers na yes you na plane sa no ye na plane ka entin totem bia.
Okay, mamenko Kasim Hombra ye be hwe kwan a buses no so say no ho aye na ye nya binfo obefa various bus stops obe hu se nipa Kasim ye sha se obeka bibi kakra on appointment president ya 13 members so mo behwe say economy no be gina na oso waka efa no maintenance plan ya de no ye ba the next day na ye din komo challenge if is on cry.
Okay, I'm say mechia NDC for nyina mo Ghana mechia presidency workers or more presidency ne NDC head office ne headquarters now mechia me constituency for Lejokuku mechia ma salute me MC Israel Otwema enemy MP honorable Benjamin Ayikunate let me say that before 2024 general elections no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama one of the campaign promises to Ghana and he said to abandon manner because the issue was more on our economy and how to make the economy robust. So as part of the promises on the economy no ka say to abandon manner obe forming a presidential advisory group on the economy. And this group is not just going to be a group or say or no president obedano to make an answer to give powers and to see it as a serious group or no president be the chair of that group. So that one alone should tell you that the man has taken the economy serious from opposition. And as we speak 1 year down the lane and then in fact many pa to the extent say all this while no they be me say papa with me yes adi we are it is going to help pa because say on one kasa na onu era ni Ghana no what group no mo hwe economy no and onu ene da no enye say obi na da no na nipa no e ba be report amano meetings be a he is going to chair the meeting whatever is going to come whatever criticism whatever shortfalls about whatever issues that will come from the grounds he will have a first hand information as the chair of the group and he will be in the best position say obitimia offer the powers as the president he can offer the best solutions. This alone tells us that the president takes the economy of this country serious. But you see, in the past, Usha Ebinum Ebeyebi Yekai the Almighty you see the Nanaya Osafumafo, Dr. Marcus Ibe Abua, Professor Jambafo, Dr. Anthony Akoto say honorable Kweku Ajima Menu
what a professor team
SRD ya our own Kenofuriata Eka say Owie no ka Osaka say what a solid team. And then thing and then can say these people are not people are sebi omunim on the left from their right and also omunim she. But if you just suppose the list that MPP provided at that time, almost say we mu enewo Ghana nyansa nyina na wiase nyansa nyina no eso this class of people. Ena odi hwe baby omu jaye ya ansa na omu ko opposition no. And look at the kind of names His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has brought up and now has nominated to form members of the Presidential Advisory Group on the economy now. Just about 2 or 3 people per almost our group for the past 1 year. No. Baby the economy no, baby far no baby bedroom. These three people alone have performed more than Sir Nkofo 11 say 12 for MPP for na Dr. Mahmoud Bamia MPC yenya so ho no. Just forcing and some few people say Tekpe and Co Keke has been able to bring the dollar from 17 cedis to somewhere 10 cedis today. And I am saying, sir, if Yema Nkofo require in the next 1 year for them to come and account, I'm telling you, this there's hope in this group. And you can see, sir, just ordinary people. These are people drawn from the academia, from the public sector, and then the private sector. And with much and maximum credibility and respect, Sebi Ghana for Gina Ejutum say this class of people no you can't say anything bad, especially about people, somebody like Mr. Kwame Mpinim or Kasa about an economist or Kasa about the economy. I would say yes, he is not doing politics or can send it here way from the MPP time. How are Niamayako or Canon Pepe NDC by and so send who or Canon Pepe, and these are the kind of talk about Fedemo, Dr. Kobnado Formu, Dr. Isam Donamu. These are people who know what is happening. Most of them are business people owning big businesses in Ghana, and they know what is happening and they know what is going on. So your better president say, as he said, with me a fishy outside people. Headed the first on the list is our vice president, Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajima. Yes, group no. And then to say women nano nkrofo sebi ombetimi aboa on this economic group. And Osanko Mubioma, these are not people who are sycophants and praise singers. These are people they say it when NDC is doing well, they say it when we are doing bad. These are not people who are sycophants and praise singers. They will come. In fact, most of them, some of them are even on record to have even criticized your 1 year Ukraine. Some of them are even on record to have criticized certain things in Yamanema. But yes, still they find their names there because we are not looking at, the president is not looking at who is saying what against my governor, my government. He is looking at what is in you. And that is where Ghana has reached. As I say, who say no ya chichiro man. Inti mfa say what can be etiag abano and say in the past what can say etia John Mama. Inti say John Mama who say bibi power mu obetimi dia so ha say ya obeka say oh there be way wakasa atia mida. Inti me manu me manu mfa ne sebi ne nyansa ne nim de embeboa obemo waba ka ho because sebi yesi ya chichiro man. So king mbe bo Jomama abaso say any ne vice president Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajima say omotimi atimi eyi okuku damfo yi a omudi Ghana ye economy asho musaso omunhwe na omuntimi ye edwuma no se ne be ya ye nyina ye hu beto ye nyina ye jitum say asat na no sebi Ghana ni bia wo ba bia no ajatum say oman no ekoyie Ghana ni bia wo ba bia hu say for the first time I hear Christmas prices of goods and services are stable. In fact, above from ama obi anyone ma obedwin say ochina maybe makoto adi 20 cities mankoto bibria ana manyes kan ko 2 bibria ochina the next day mbeko no na ko 50 cities. No, everybody planning here in the budget or year for the Christmas no ebi nkwa spend here ma ebi kai because in the course of the Christmas no nema bibri eba form into the budget kwa binu year kwa no at the end of the day they were able to make some savings into the best say sabi yen nyina yemfa ye holding any empire enter Don Dramani Mahama na ban we echi yen ka say don't criticize but ye ka say criticize and the government will take it on board and work it. This NDC government is not like MPP government that sebi o can be who be bia who say appointees are doing the right thing. They all went to the same school. They were all trained by one family. They all do the things the same. Into no who say near way the same thing the way. But NDC is not looking at it like that. NDC who say sebi nipa there. You need to always take criticism and I be better so when people are bringing or are criticizing the NDC government and John Mahama takes it seriously and they work on it. And this is all about governance because every no yes nyansa nyina ni nipa ba kotrim ntino say u pese untumpon a you take advice and counseling from different quarters and you know you ultimately obia wetimi do baby pabiano will tell you that people were advising me from behind. I took counseling from people and that is why I am where I am. Into the best it is a good thing. It was a campaign promise Don Mama made and he has fulfilled it today. And we know say more will come. Next year by this time we'll come and sit here and then clap for this group. And we know say they are not going to disappoint us. But ever a transport issue. Oh, they be no make us say say honorable etachi honum. Say Ghana no
maintenance.
Yes. Our problem no maintenance. Yeah. This is no kind. These 300 buses that we are expecting. Like you said, buses in Beba. I don't know the contract and what it entails. But normally, no, as I say, a machine, no matter what, breakdown, nyama, ana wear and tear. Some of the machines, so definitely you can't say ukita machine now. Machine will be no. So when they are going for such contract, I don't know about spare parts arrangement or more with the companies because company there no and car biano or rose maybe America car bia is okay whether it is from China, it is from Korea, it is from America. It depends on who is using it and which road you are using it because sabi make it a Range Rover na say medinam rough road so every day pang and wa so Korea car chenchamba kura ewo tar road so all the time you can't say nyina no we the rate at which will be the best and now obeto part will be the same. No, it depends on how you use it. Here in Ghana yenim say your problem is our roads. Most of our roads are not good. It say to buses and I turn bisa. We should also consider the fact say young kwano enye into mostly say shocks and young kwano beha and I say whatever parts are yenim say it is likely our roads are likely to affect we need to make sure that company here to add you kwano there country there kwano so mumma there should be a way of multi spare parts, these particular ones. So all the time you have it in stock. fitter for ninam Ghana bebre a mo ni adwuma ye. If it's about mechanics, we have them plenty. Munya mechanics are all the time. Buses no koba. And yes, a bus no fit amaliaba. Or buy a modern to scale so the next 1 hour or call Kumasi and now or call Boku and now call Boga. No, all use machines are you break it down. STC those days Sayaka STC. Nanka Oko Jenny Bar. The driver will send the car to workshop. Either say can they break it down or so say break it down. They have to check everything about the car. Driver no be resty overnight and I say be resty for some hours. Ebe oba no pa or be resty anumre and now matching na ya did to scale so then he will go. Eba sana you are both checking accident and checking the health condition of the car because driver no no chance to rest at the same time car also no or maintenance and now workshop no mako car no na pomdi say bibi touch ma ho if they have to replace they will replace, if they have to fix it they fix it. But now we say drivers mechanics in special because they are mechanic shop if you want to dami and boss spa and then a human go on ni nyina ne say ukọ bisa e say we no parts ni ho ampa parts ni ho no ontimi say be ontimi fa enyo no ne body parts no betwa de ahye ho the parts must come for the mechanic to fix it and most at times no parts no e bi ni ho. So maybe say what arrangement do we do with the companies we enter into the agreement of supplying those buses no what arrangement any omo here until she share na ebe no should include parts and your maintenance culture too need to be up and doing because to be honest with you ye nyina ejitum say it is bad and stealing at the workplaces meaning some of the issues are bus or the part or the I don't know because say ano workshop work company on enye juma so they now seek outside workshop maintenance in yamanyama omo de kwa pass no omo tutu we know say ayalolo buses yi omo tonton omo ho Metromas the same thing omo nyina scraps and nyina is sometimes no deliberate ubeko buses you baby kitwe bi na ase wo that was what was happening at the NPP something small obetimi ato but because somebody have shown interest to buy that bus as scrap no nti be jade na mana pro so that to enable the person to buy that bus as scrap so you best leadership no you first say who is CEO ewo mfa say STC and Metro Master don't always be in the air condition and I also say my appointment let's look at give it to engineers, people who know something about car, people who know something about engines. But ode CEO ma obi oye doctor ana obi oye a lawyer ana academia masa obana say sabi ye the fake we be ahye ho nkra he can identify it na nyina no how man so and you too when you get the opportunity and now the appointment as CEO in those way no making sure say you come always mention air condition that is the problem. We are always seeing ourselves say me na me boss no but you be one my demand you are supposed to be with the people on the grounds. It is not an office worker who share honum na who share condition mu na who ye ni open no come to the grounds ya ma terminal o buses this is your yeah my daily report about the buses so about paper no so na say paper no be that way anymore. Can't you just take the paper go down there just drop and you say who call different place okay go down there check the machine I had in the paper like I said near actual paper no so and no was na so you best transport minister
my boss will be more transport afi na ye behwe ye passengers ni ade so a ye fa no mu asem honorable mamembi sawo se wo hwe ye transport system ya says attitude nation's capital cry challenge amaye ya wo hwe ebo 4 5 6 nyame adom ye de will be a titi muntia but we share how commercial drivers in the be ya ha adwene ebo 4 5 kwa eni breno no mo ankasa se yenji 10 cities a on to be 30 cities on to be 25 on to be 30 20 adwene ye two ye be kasa commercial for ye two omo 42 GPR2 Proto anom ne ade na omo car ne drivers no for there na ye be kan because Accra attitude as at 3 a.m. wonnam ebi first we kokuma se me ba wonnam your friends saying insawom no be sorry 3 because car ho thing obebre wo car nti na ma bi mo ye na hard no no
minya o kemi hwe wani amoni ma ye mobo na ma na be hu mobo water finds its own level. Water finds its own level. Sort of water finds its own level. Inside the shine, say is your bar. Now see you kwaya. A better for one assault akupi baby. And there's a water finds its own level. Aha, there are certain things I sympathize with the people. Oh, na we be go cover papa nye credit aban na I say aban aye enta me say we have your free market economy your free market economy ma nyama ohun nya bobo let us face the reality
okay
yes aban ya ready fuel prices above fam dollar above fam ohun there's human nature so ho obia be person obes skimming the milk in economy affairs skimming the milk o finance opportunity bi o ha e do hwe no di maximize on the profits these things are there oh me can say right national transportation the problem there woman no I dey have a second look at it
okay
and if you ad hoc solutions run here right now media every time no I've traveled a lot I am experienced in America because of the nature of my job no I travel the whole world every place we show my system na matro they may appreciate you
okay
and the other countries have done it yes so mo ba na you know obi akofa tra be gina oni ya the asesa follow there be how long can you do that na emra so say no o there yenya underground rail system underground rail system and no traffic e say roads near choked and the underground rail system within a 5 minutes about me fi Accra I could do tema because no traffic on musa certain place we call London kakrakei metro underground system no I would trema o call Welcome store now they are called Seven Sisters within a year because no traffic Singapore near the kwa and no trema unya trempe automatic you know na ejina na gate no be within less than 30 seconds they will see na watoaso sa a woman a country to a population woman you can see the congestion because woman put two things in place. I am hoping say Bahama or a certain country no and only san you may every time a tran what plead hey who plead and come be also he wants to make money that transport owner who said there no more edin into obesha Satan also no so obe skin the milk obenyiska and you patch wa ohun mobo yes and you know yam fa plus into
so kind traders
na say be a transport first na near control price no say new view those they near the sticks near the sound we are no dwane no for hodo they don't do those things again and you say no if these things are going on what should we do underground na minna say na government sa metro ye we metro a mass transport we government adwuma
yes
government adwuma say o koto 100 buses ba na efe na ya bia no na ya within more 2 years bus in your ground because you be adwuma ya ban adwuma na mum say ye encourage
say man ko focus aban adwuma de ensuan ko
ensuan ko a ona wo beso aban adwuma twa homa ye
mentality no say if
ya be minya hey human being the open say onye adwuma ti obenya sika Now yes a cowboy see. Enjoy. We see how ye you know hey okoye back when you boom you are cut up big cars you know be no or that is what human beings want. Into the system no and a check it those things no. Into yen thinking that way. Say this time no a private participation. Say Metro Mass you can say a government. Privatizing yes private now government I be a partnership government private a partner so a government also can control certain things now government concentrate on the infrastructure near the proper roads near the roads in Sukrano they say mraso say government kranya dia okobo busiano abe road because road no it doesn't pay back until mraso say dualization from here to Kumasi say private no or no abeye be 30 years or nani no the atenika who are tolu road no first class road so within 2 hours no do Kumasi wakwaya dia over. These are the things that all they thinking about. On the bare government you know crabas about 300 year body market within 3 years. Now you not break it down. Now the government ya so sanko toba. You wanna say bia ye assemble no ha. And then you go back to the company. Companies should produce no. Now government should yes or taxes in the now what you call cran baby near the bar. Oh crab no can spare part the spare part you pay the amount. So auto and you free. What to bus no pay spare parts 100 million from the amount.
Now me na say crana me say spare parts. You home use never Ghana use.
Of course. Home use, yeah. Oh my, and you know, Minia, I an American, Mammy and Yamobo, there are systems of other countries ama these things. I said in Singapore, I said in London near the they find a way. And they don't go and complain and beg the now say train back. Not train be see ho. Nipa be be 2,000. Africa train near car. Ukaro, won't you try now? Ukra pack your car because you cannot make money. Now, Ukabrocha trot running at your Debbie because train be siwa. Of course, Singapore training, rush hour, a dummy goom room within a biako. Oh, now where the bus be siwa. I was now a pie, now I confusion plan away the day now way you push you on now I find babes be a 5 now a 2 no call but mass transit of course
yes ya may am say first structure nche wo fa bia me fie kolashi bia e bia me sane wo teshi e bia teshi e beje wo say we si an wo fo a lashi bi price no e wo be si wo la ha kro no wo
I say Oskimo milk, I'm not saying listen to me, Minka says, I didn't know Matthias, a human being, dear woman, a chance now, or best came. And yes, the idea you find the strategy. You be man, Nadian, I redundant. You're making Nanka train underground. A day, near government, a bay. You're private, I'm out for Wusikawa, baby, or Banner say a year conducive. Area conducive. Underground change electricity. Now electricity on the more I say now a light I call off. Now I see on any pack I see. Well I'm a fashion. Who see firms who are the escalator the bus. And all these things a day you know you're fed near to Sanya May electricity and there's no light off. Why could breaking moves out to a light of Abada? No. How do they do it? And when they you be okay. Now up till now, no train engine at Wasso to nearby.
Locomotive.
Now now the number, you know, a locomotive.
Locomotive.
And now when I engine say, no. Just some electric trains. Now go Japan when the bullet trains. It traveled more than this.
You see electricity,
yes. A slow and I say rail. No,
on the catcher says sky tree or maybe
so much discount now.
Also, I real.
Someone where I cannot. Ya buy na waso. Nti ye ka ma ye can say incorporate all these things into our planning. We are complaining, no, and you have complaints. You can't cane them. Who cock a year or procure car or the BCF on farm. While my wedding. Only alternative.
Pressure baba.
Into a crap population increase. It is time say cars into him feeding panel. Cars into my confusion back.
Real system,
rail system, no, yeah, top rail, underground rail. Yes,
but the top rail, says here to say the previous government here a rainy night at the scraps. When I large before, obviously, I told my we are port one of them. Underground rail, say that bang. I said we can do it. They're a long term. Yes, short term. Yes, short term. Now you go. Yes, short term. Now you don't know so. Underground and there. Scabble Brown for we always can say underground.
Me problem. Me dia ni say. One say near honorable Ekano. Bia. A bit my adwuma in intercity transport issues.
Intercity
but say Accra Kumasi, Accra Takrade, Accra Tamale. But also within.
Flag bearer be or say a the poco crew.
What's that we did? Remember say if we at Tema Station who call Madina, if we Tema Station who call Denta. I don't know who to me can say real fine real can send the way but other Matthias
it is there. Yes, I had a complex system underground hole. Who call honey hat train or no intercity now can and the onion underground and the onion so and the cross a land into Namso. Okay, no intercity and they underground.
Okay.
Underground
within the city.
Within the city, no.
Okay.
And a fast, no traffic. Okay. A big Koha, a big Baha, South London Tube. Ugu Greece, they say map of London Tube. Underground. A far no way, no traffic. Now, continue there. We can do it. Yes, we can do it. No more intercity.
Take time.
Oh, Minia.
Take it time.
We have to start.
Yes. And then we must start from somewhere. And
I'm about start top of the no. Or the government commitment. Not a private bar.
Ghana so no, and maybe a problem been say in you may abandon you may. If you are why I should be easy, Jimuniadi. Yes, a privatization, no more.
Because now one can be
a state-owned company. Because who says be a demand crank. Seriousness, but trade union for us.
I'm more interested, but sometimes they shouldn't interesting. So
and say the members of my can I say the champion union for my interest to me. Yeah, to me. And I wait and
oh, yeah, she said short-term measure, and I'm a measure for now. Say Christmas time, you I said before Christmas, so my video be Accra Kaswa. Committee started complaining say omutina ka no say no kan price a mo pen mate ni pen no aka e da say 20 cities a obeka say 25 cities wa won tu an see
book afo so ka ho
edru sometime no sa within that time na that time na we be buy ebinum de cars as I buy the cars egumu into buy cars ni starting say 20 cities I buy car ni 15 cities afe sa mo ana mo yesade no omo de car na twem kra empty or ye dede so to say no honorable can we should look at the private sector and this year we are doing some now this 24-hour economy we see we are bringing a smart meter ebe boa wa opese oye bibia also at certain hours no meter no ebe ready to your benefit now the same way you betima ape abetima kra buses aba and I will just the private let them know say okay wa opese ukra buses na family transport way no you can have an agreement with the person if they support one na obeboa no over man some small discount duty ho fine say abide some accredited spare parts dealers any more deal mo say okay Benz buses are ana 207 ana Marco Polo ana whatever spare parts no eguha so okay say nkrofo we eba ho no ma no discount say then you see say private individuals now or more also if you are the car a sequence so ye dwuma ono feel say ono be charge say no pay just say no can offer some station air quarter say 15 cities no dia o si wo laboni hakra labadi hakra o say 15 cities those things no to be try because say oya ni sa o boa ono the owner of the bus and ono so e boa timamufo no and passengers on before so at the end of the day say the plan that is supposed to be say the common Ghanaian and ordinary Ghanaian now or no say be ultimate talker ultimate tomoto af trotro no before no ono so no better no because akatuano enye say aban atum so mate for any car owners omo charge ni omo pe me no can say petrol asamba form but this people omo ntiso dollar aba form aboso kan omo ntiso but these same people today they are calling for the head of the transport minister say crisis when eba so transport minister must resign meanwhile these same people dollar aba form aboso kan for say meanwhile that man dollar cost so omo tututu name they were saying say dollar na abasro but say no both the dollar and then petrol are down, diesel are down, but still you are still improved. So as I say, Abayankasa nin Crawford, the transport system nankasa, the minister must sit down with the GPRT people. Now sir, chrono amubo or my because look, you can gain all the economic winning now will be good, all right, but if it is not getting to the common Ghanaian, it will still look say there's nothing happening. And the agenda is for the common Ghanaian to be happy. And I know so Oyana say ebansana then onubom sikano bom ko di bebe fufuro onubom always can on the benye scan more because obu the ordinary Ghanaian. So every patch say there should be a way of checking say look ya tin yamaso dollar aba from petrol aba from therefore you must come down to this level so that you can regulate them. But when you leave them and they're also doing what they like, everybody must play a role. The minister, you, the GPRT people, the energy minister, everybody must come on board. Now you're making sure say the good economic indicators now abano. Obi abanya sunfa so. But if thereby we compromise it. But crisis about also transport minister on resign for what? So ebesre obia enya ne dwuma yi na yenyina ye ho toye uye mate ni you one thing they don't understand is uye mate ni you are not a car owner or china car ne break you also become a passenger. That's what they don't understand. Intimate u obi because uye mate but tomorrow you can also be a passenger. Intimate nyina no yes we should stop cheating each other. Okay. Because we have the opportunity and now your power.
Mamenda Kasimi Sasi Bebre. Na me ka say Medimosus so boy Medimosus na we producers of lift kit capsules. Bo liver no ho ban na anadwe didie ni ade no ema liver ni over time pa. Tunya lift kit capsules a bebo ye papa nneema embo ni pedue ne beyi ni na efi ni pedue no kama na oso wetumi agye ho efi yare ahu na boosting immune system no na a food supplement kama a boosty unipeduana boy ye panty left kit capsules would do any trim of pharmacies herbal shops supermarkets in an obenya left kit capsules wo afre was 0244 06 8447 0244 06 8447 na unim penifone din komo na mehobia so ne o maka Safari Valley Eco Resort na bedru so Safari Valley Eco Resort we do any chema we di beji papa pe wo dewu Okra district or mountains here me pa to me 24 hours into do as a guest e bejo ahwo fe kwan so pa na me bra dwen nti ase so no say baby obedo any problem omo world class accommodation obenyo private swimming pool ho mo obedi ana local ana continental dishes ni na bi ho ansa na obehu mwahro omo wildlife surroundings ube home mwahro ho mara antelope etese mwane di giraffe mu na bi ho zebra obetwe je ho di bi twetwam fonyi saso na me pa che obebre omo electric vehicles wo ho a no so obetem o de be fa ho a obehwe ha wo tie omo man made water canal wo ho a no so betena nsuo no so a da wudi mu kama edi akotene ekoba pa ni na na ebi wo ho sana obetumi atena horse so afefam wo ho 9 hole golf ebi wo ho ni niam bebre na nkasa wo kwa ise wani ense de ka kiro me pa kiro bebre for reservation obetumi afre 0596 9143 94 na bibie tumi akonkan Divine Hope Herbal Center obo no mode atwa herbal powder abadwaman so ebia bema no ba osisi na ya koko ne how sexual weakness libido no form stroke and also na so ba obunsa wohunu ye mekan for Divine Hope Herbal Center dre friend otwa herbal powder e dia mo nya na wo Ghana draman so bibie Drobia. Open one some maybe safre 0591 565 557 and 0550 639 037. Now when I'm paying for ending come na bibia into min konkai Power Specialist Herbal Hospital na bedru so Power Specialist Herbal Hospital me pacho bebre hepatitis A B C D and E fatty liver sciatica prostate wonsa na wona na ebu pain also na how compo and fibroid how me can for Power Specialist Herbal Hospital edi amo papa yi na we do any trim ho a we ni beje o metu yare ni na ase amo say ye 5 medical bobo yare no kuma so mo fi ya Lake Bosomtwi Road opposite Jess Filling Station Accra branch no kwa benya poku ase ACP kwan so sa so na Takrade branch no Anaji Estate adjacent Anaji MA Primary School 0244 544422 and 0200 38331 na wonim penfo ndin komo na bibia into me enkonkan X natural mineral water your 350 500 any 750 ml me pacho yinsu a emuda hokroji nsu bebrina na wodwaman so nsu ni X natural mineral water and na make come for a dia maw me pacho bebre wo ba XYZ broadcasting ya himfia ye wo depot ha dudu bi opedo obehu Uncle Roberta or the bema saso no betumi afre factory na oma bro bi kana kasa bro bi was 0596 273 0596 273 547 na onim penfo ndin komo Victory garlic mixture eto se bia na wakoma bo pepe eto se bia na wonsa yetitriti na weni so ayokusukusu mekanfo Victory garlic mixture ediamo pebi bobo wate pebi nonom na bibia entumi enko enkansa me pa cho bebre Victory garlic mixture enye na organ ha bibia to adrobia wo betumi afre Doctor was 020 1293280 and I say 0242 0242545633 na wonim penny for enkasa na bibien to me enkonkai maminchia Dr. Albert Brown Gazy, former chief fire officer. Dr. Albert Gazy and Brown Gazy, we are former fire officer and a fire Ghana National Fire Service penny na wodano says ya dear Madam Daniela Mausi Sapon Momi was each your papa mpenifu kukuda mieni maminchi omwe na memfa intiaswa emudu emfema cross a loss or so pa na mu bridge want to cross a loss baby obiano intia kese enkomo ye papa maminchia jollof palo jollof parlor ndra mo maame bi bobo papa jollof parlor bi chechi amo so to Polo Junction wa na jollof parlor for nti mama mfa ntia kese ma jollof parlor for me ji omudi na bibia dedi honorable yembra yen komo no so embre ne koye nti ye bono 2 minutes na ama ye muso akọ aka 16 days the new patriotic party NPP ebeyi flag bebre yate Professor Frimpong Boateng o chese ano NPP leadership ni fake na omo ka che nse omo betwe na connect na do neighbor o me wo so omo na fake nti say NPP beka senche ho de ye kaka wa asama ide but me kokọ so no so etia say so ye kebi kakra obeka efa no
ma betna aka say NPP party in confusion abem na Lucy no ama atastasiya achiwon ejika ba wo hyesenka ombeye homework yi na omde atoto niema because we need a very strong opposition in the country ankodan one party state nanka almost a credible alternative na the omo ye die emwa ense baumia the party no call opposition be mad and they are still trying to do the same mistake. So Baumia na no person de neba. Na yen NDC for we are happy for Baumia because Baumia de oba I mean them say $60 no kwa anti no ntimi nye campaign. He will drop na Lucio Belusu na be terrible amount. However, Professor Frimpong Boateng asem kan no. Or advice you or can e bia kire on say the omo ye no em so mo say party no or say previous election omo ewia mu ma Baumia this time some person may the same thing into our advice you esa ombe fake I just say party ni fake I think say they should listen to this man our experience be in private life and in political life and so no our experience our can be like do muti e share ayi so ayi abronye ni TV or say YouTube or say there no some more kind of ho one man TV no okotena hwa ansem wo ka no enya se betwa na eje no ma ye no enya ne hwe na penmu a ono o ka se no de omo ye no ma hwe yi a ebe se no we are going to attack him there and omo hwe ni it's going to destroy their party further and you know media my advice so say munya de fair in my opinion even though Canada Japan also cannot win the general elections because of also the shortcomings be or the moment, in my opinion, obey better as ne Baumia. But all is set say the Emperor can say a quite bias no over his Baumia every winning. Baumia we need any NDC relax even with that campaign we will have a massive victory. The Omunya 77 seats in the it will dwindle. Now the actual votes no presidential votes and so it's up to them and decide what to do. No munya pluralism embra party yes no pride almost doyens of democracy doyens of democracy no be criticized internal kakra na mo abronye de kra temdi de no didi on the kranye so or criticize ana or say review on odi atem ankasa
okay
omonya ne hwe into where the all kind there it's like criticism into mo mfa no ayi na mo hwe na omonya de ne
yo Kasim said MPP party ne there omunsu ahwe they have decided say they don't want to learn omuti abamu the same thing omuamu hunipa criticize aban na they will come after you either say nanado be ma suspend you ana who opposition be who business be they make sure say good business. So MPP has still not changed. More about opposition say ya na mu 38%. We opposition anke say musua nyansan say sebi nema bi koso a enye. That is why you got that biggest defeat ever in the history of Ghana politics. Intimi say mpanyinfo sebi omo bua e ma party ni gina ende party ni gina baby amo gina no na say omo hu say no with their experience they have and che be president Kufuor himself complain say at a point he was even asking who is controlling the party omo so nyani there it is people like Professor
frimpom boate mu nyawo Dr. nyawo tamakro mu nyama omu kan say ma you people have to listen in good faith na mutiminja but omu kan musim be suspend you. So it means that Ghana for MPP has still not learned anything. Ahanta ne dweno, you are still having that character. Into yemo muntina opposition for the next 30 years. At least they will learn. Sometimes maybe nyansa for binum, some people will learn from it, and then they will think, well, no more about ababuana yebu or mano. And yes, sir, yeah, the mad Dr. Baumia bium, and now mu contesting in Abiuma. It is the same thing.
Mamenda Kasim is a member of the NDC communication team. Sason Amenda Honorable Peter Yao Kwachiaka Mendana say, or a former member of parliament, Ma Amenfi Central. Say Kuku Damina Minomudi, Jumamenda executive producer Mr. Kelvin Asante, TV director Mr. Rav Jampo, Mr. Peter Cranting, Saso na Abbas, Ansana Emmanuel Neti, Menda Muina Semebaha, cameras Kofi the boy Frankie Waha. Sason of Francis Osoaha, Nabenda Elizabeth Tego, or Sissimi Junction, I have family room, and also Mendana see papa, and even Remu. Me, I did you made in what charmy. We're from Nicholas Ya, Obusi Olsen, which we are from Nicholas. Mema Musui, na Accra Kofidako, Anna Lady Palms in it on Hinba. Lady Palms in on Hinba. Why? Okay, auntie, let